There she goes. Well, I have a good day today. It looks like a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Alrighty. Look who's here. Good morning. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Um, yeah, that video away this morning. I know you already seen it. But we're gonna play that. What else is going on? Why ain't I? Where's the button for live? No, that ain't what I want. Oh boy. Oh boy. There it is. Thank you, YouTube. And thank you, AI. It is? No, I'm excited. I really, I don't mean to degrade places, and I shouldn't. It's one of my faults in life. But I really have not a whole lot of interest. Like tinfoil said it all the time. Your heart will always be in the West. Is it a good thing? Now, wait, everything has changed. I don't know. But like, I ain't got no sunshine coming. So, uh, well, what can you do outside? Well, I got to work on my snowblower, but it's all muddy and it's raining. I'm not going to have a car maybe in a couple months. And I haven't even looked for a car because cars almost ridiculous prices. And it's not only for me, it's for everybody. So being in sort of a remote, not really a remote area, but you call it remote, without transportation pretty sucks. It's like everything I'm doing here is keep getting deeper and deeper into shit. So I always come on here and really honestly hope I got something good to tell you guys. You know what I mean? Hey man, it's been a long time. So anyways, that's it. I'm not whining about any situation or nothing. It's what it is. And with this communist takeover, it's apparent now, and I'm actually seeing more and more people. We should watch a little of Carol. So Tyson's going to get rid of, I think, 5,300 American workers for fucking illegals, and this is going to be a trend right through, right through, right through to the conversion. You own nothing. No way. For real? That's weird. So I think you're going to see more and more companies that are hiring Americans, especially those that are union. Yeah. So not all these illegals are here to kill us. There are a lot of them are, I believe. But there's a lot of them that do want work and get out of poverty. You know what I mean? So Tyson doing what they're doing, I think it's going to be the norm. I think that's going to be the norm. And how many people are going to be laid off from Dollar Tree? or Dollar General, whatever it's fucking called. Well, they'll come back. I'm sure they're going to come back as another corporation because they're too big to fail, and this time they'll bring illegals in. So I don't understand how my country can let them in the border, number one. Number two, I don't understand how my country wants to do anything to these people, but that's, that's what they're doing. Number three, how are you giving them work permits if you don't even know who these fucking people are? Not everyone. We was at Santinello. Remember the three sheriffs down there on the border when he did those great videos, and he's like, they come here with nothing in their pocket. They don't have money in their pocket. They know what the rules are. Dump your money on the ground before you cross the border, and your ID and everything else. And they're leaving their dogs behind too. I haven't seen that story explode, but evidently they're bringing their dogs and leaving them out in the desert wilderness. Nice. Oh, anyway. All is good. 42 degrees, 95% humidity, raining. I got snow forecast. I like snow, but the way this winter went, I don't want to see no more snow. Is it better than rain? Not really. Mud is mud, period. My friend's wife says, you got to get out there and get some exercises. Get some exercise like what? Go run around your house. I'm like, I can't. It's all ice. And this week, I tell you, it's all mud and ticks. So, yeah, I had a tick on me already just from going in them woods to get my maple syrup. Did you like that? I did that for you. I almost called it Leslie's video, but anyway, so you asked me to do it. I did it, and that's how maple syrup. Yep. Yeah, I got bit on the ass. I knew I was getting something creepy crawly around, and I got up like 4 times, like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It woke me up, but I couldn't find the little bastard. Anyway, it's what it is. It's what it is. So I got snow Wednesday night and Thursday, supposedly. You know, it's something even my buddy says, now you ain't gonna leave there. You ain't gonna want to leave there. I said, we got to get some mojo going somehow. And I don't know what the answer is. I certainly don't know what the answer is. I should be happy and content. I guess it's like Bill Gates trying to make more money at some other thing, like buying Bragg's apple cider. Out of everything, this man, billionaire, he's going to buy Bragg's apple cider. Why are you going to buy Bragg's apple cider? So I think that's inherent in a lot of people that want to do a little bit better. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Wednesday night and Thursday, snow. I am not even going to go look for an estimated amount of snow because they're not going to give it to me. And why is this not keeping up? What the fuck? Yeah, so we can fuck with it and put the Bill Gates label on it. Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Truth is the truth, period. End of conversation. I mean, I was just a little kid. And when they shot Kennedy. And the thing I find amazing about that, there was a lot of World War II veterans that were around. And there were a lot of World War II veterans around, and Korean veterans, and maybe even some Vietnam veterans, and they've shot people in the head. And they never had the head come towards the barrel. They might have fell forward, but basically the head never snapped towards the barrel. It always goes away. It's physics. A bullet has thousands of pounds of pressure when it hits, and your body cannot overcome that. And so when we see his head snap back, and that's all you got to say to most veterans. I find this amazing that this I'm going to play the short video because you're in here and you're young and you don't remember this, but I remember this administration very well. It was a corrupt administration. Joe Biden was very, very busy in this administration. He knew about Waco, he knew about Ruby Ridge, and he knew who did the Morrow building. And he used to blackmail people, and he blackmailed the House and Senate to pass this fucking Bill Clinton bullshit crime bill. And we're gonna watch this. Carol just did this. All right, man. Come on, man.
All Americans.
Hold on.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this. All Americans. Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace, as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Now watch this. Watch this. Well, you didn't see it? So this is a Republican. This is this fucking communist motherfucker. They're all communists as far as I'm concerned. Watch him. He's going to get all excited about this part of the speech and clap. See him clapping? So it's bipartisan. It's both sides. And this was very important for the people that don't know history. You know, the ones that want to run around and say, you know, the Democratic Party, Democrat. I would say 40% of the Democratic Party back then was fair and balanced. Like, if the Democrats were doing something really fucking wrong, 40% of them would have stood up and said, no, you got to stop this shit. You know what I mean? There was a fair and balance. I might be delusional, but I would say 40% of them. And was it better? No, because they were still hiding the fact of blowing up the Murrah building. You know, shit like that was going on. He revived welfare. He revived welfare. His new welfare standards are even operating today. Donald Trump didn't drain the swamp. So when he put when they did this welfare thing. This was 1995. This was 1995, 96. He said that anyone on welfare can't own more than $5,000 worth of stuff. Now, I remember someone that needs help because she's crippled and she's the best to crawl out of it. But she got shit because, what was it, a grandmother left her a car? And look at $5,000 worth back then. What's that about? $15,000, $20,000 now, if not more. So that they never revised that. You know what I mean? They never revised that. And that's very important. Mm-hmm. I remember talking to them and, oh, you got to get rid of your camper. I says, I can't sell the camper. It's got a mold in it. Well, you got to sell it. I says, so I went and put it on Craigslist and I got an offer for $900. That camper was ready to go. You needed batteries. You could upgrade the propane tanks, but I will tell you something. If you get away from a communist state and you get into a free state, and go get the propane tank filled, they'll look at it and they'll put a mark on it and update the tank and no charge. You can get it refilled. What else? You needed 2 batteries. You needed good cleaning. Tires were kind of a little iffy. I had a spare in there, so you could take the thing, and if you blew a tire, it's not. I had a blow tire. The trailer ain't going to go fucking out of control. Just pull over and change the tires. Good morning, lurkers. The air conditioning unit, the cover for that's gone. But on the other hand, I would have probably taken it off and sealed up the hole or put a vent in there. That would be a good place for a vent. So what I'm saying is, for $2,000, $2,400, I thought was very reasonable. And there was modification done to that. It had an inboard water filter. It had splash guard. I had put in the in back of the stove, which was really helpful. The stove would cook pasta sauce. It'd go on the walls and shit, and it was easy to clean. Stereo, what else? These yada yada yada. I can't think of everything. But my whole point was, I don't mind complying with you, but this fucking thing's worth $900 now for somebody that wants to take it up to a hunting camp. I had Baron buddies on that thing. That was another modification. So you're never going to blow a Baron in this thing. You're never going to blow a Baron. Has a Blue Boy. Blue Boy's a flat tank. They're only maybe a foot tall and maybe about 3-4 feet long, and has wheels on it. You can dump your sewerage in it, and you put your it's got a connected to for a ball hitch, and then you can take it somewhere and dump your sewerage. A lot of good things in there to survive too. So anyways, that was a story then, and it's just that has never changed as far as I understand. So what do you think of that, Jack? Oh, you have to learn yourself. Rena Malik, MD, a urologist, sex education. She's right. Both women and men should learn themselves. What else we got here? Got Mike Decker. Play some Mike Decker. But the reality owning nothing and being happy, I think they're going to be able to accomplish it. They accomplished the. They accomplished the. They already accomplished fucking causing people not to be able to buy a $500-600 good car, safe car. And now you got $6,000-7,000 to buy a fucking used car that probably ain't gonna last you too long. So that's what their programs have done. Cash for clunkers, state fucking inspection people. I mean, if you don't know much about cars, then why don't you go there and voluntarily go get your car checked out? Many states have dropped that. And as we've seen on Matt's Off-Road Recovery, man, you can build a fucking car in Utah and drive it on the road. Now their debts every day. That's they do this for protection, And like I said, if you maintain your car properly, you get under there and you look around, see things that need to be changed. This is getting worse and worse on this circle of death here. I did an update yesterday, and it seems like today it's been really fucking nasty. And we got good speed. But no, like my friend in Rhode Island, she's got to deal with that communist inspection. And she says, I'm really worried. I said, worried about what? My check engine light came on. I said, why did your check engine light? Fucking anti-lock's computer let go. The anti-lock computer let go. And let's say, so what? You know, someone with normal thinking would say, so what? You don't have anti-lock working. The machine let you know it wasn't working. They want it because it won't be inspected. I'm like, well, the fucking car's got the capability of braking. Why would you give someone shit about that and then find out the computer's $3,800? And that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. So she found somebody to go in there and pull the bulb and got the car inspected. We drove cars for years without anti-lock brakes. You know what I mean? Drove them for years without anti-lock brakes. So we're looking at we're going to call this water vapor. How's that sound? No more lurkers now. We're going to call this water vapor. Use the fucking brain dead assholes that want to say this is just water vapor. It's a chemical reaction because you're taking sunlight away from people. Period. He does a good job with that camera, though. So they spray this shit over Wyoming, and 4 days later, it's over me. As this cloud shit. It would have been nice if the communists shut down the airlines. Yeah, it would have been nice if the communists shut down and took Corona bonus seriously. And no, you're not going to fly if you got fucking a pandemic going. You know what I mean? That would have been really cool. Then we could start observing what it was and what is happening now. But you can see all the white shit in the background when he zooms out. You can see it's old chemtrail. I don't know what that black line is in there. That's kind of interesting to me. It could be shadow. It could be anything. But it seems like this black line I just talked about is spreading out. Look at that. Carbon dust, nanoparticles, barium. So this is what we're doing for fucking air travel? Shoot the motherfuckers down, man. I mean, let's get a handle on this quickly before we go 3 weeks with no sunshine here in Maine. It's all chemtrail shit. All old chemtrail shit. And we're just looking at one. We can go bring up Flight Finder and see how many planes are flying over a country. You know, it's astounding how you let travel fuck up our goddamn skies. Basic shit, too. Mud water. Okay, it sounds delightful. Mud water. That sounds nice. All right. Thank you, Mike. What's this? Go back. No way. All right. I thought it was something else. Scott Manley. All right, I want to see him. What do you think the number is going to be in here after the first hour? You think we'll reach 5? Mm-mm. We had that one. We had that one. Sprague. Crazy winter storm. Dare to try. Look at this. Do you get any of these? Enclosed churches, right. You can't go to church. Why not? You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with somebody. You're in a fucking aluminum fucking box sitting shoulder to shoulder with somebody for fucking 8 hours or whatever your flight is. Do you get any of these advertisement? Dare to try chat freely with us. No? Right. Well, we get pounded by them. Ukraine. Mm. Oh, wow. Carol, we should play some of Carol. She had uh we We seen this video where a shitload of bees, I think in Africa or something, went invaded a tennis game. All right, let's get this going.
His campaign today. Pursuant to an agreement with the ranking member Nadler and with
that video was Trump's shitty offspring begging for money.
Making opening statements and asking questions of the witness. They each will receive 3 minutes for an opening statement and 5 minutes to question the witness. The chair now recognizes himself for an opening statement. Robert Hur was appointed special counsel on January 12th, 2023. He had a fundamental question to address.
People.
Did Joe Biden unlawfully retain classified information? The answer, yes, he did. Page 1 of Mr. Hur's report, he says this: our investigation uncovered evidence that President Biden willfully retained and disclosed classified materials after his vice presidency when he was a private citizen. He further writes, Mr. Biden willfully retained marked classified documents about Afghanistan and handwritten notes in his notebooks, which he stored in unsecure places in his home. Joe Biden kept classified information, and Joe Biden failed to store classified information properly.
What are you doing, you big
Mr. Hur
old
made
Matt?
these determinations after interviewing 147 witnesses. He examined 7 million documents, including emails, text messages, photographs, videos, toll records, and other materials from both classified and unclassified sources. But there's more. Joe Biden not only kept information he wasn't allowed to keep, and he not only failed to secure that information properly, he also shared it with people who weren't allowed to see it. Shared that information with his ghostwriter. And remember, this is information that only individuals with security clearance are supposed to see. Mr. Hur told us
how to make millions of dollars in the stock
it's
market.
the kind of information that, quote, risk serious damage to America's national security. What did Joe Biden have to say about all this? What was his explanation? On page 94 of Mr. Hur's report, Joe Biden said he took his notebooks with him.
I'm at 69 degrees in here, but I get the chills.
They're mine.
It's
every president before me has done
raw,
the same
man.
exact
Raw weather.
thing.
It's gonna go on for
Never
another
mind the
month,
fact that he had never been president,
probably
when he took
maybe
this
even 2
information.
months.
But what comes
Well,
through
anyways,
is Joe Biden felt he
till
was entitled.
April, and definitely
almost hear
April
it.
will be doing
You can
about
feel
the
the
same,
arrogance in the
maybe a
statement.
little warmer.
They're mine. But even with all that, Mr. Hur chose not to bring charges because, quote, Mr. Biden would likely present himself to a jury, as he did in our interview of him, as a sympathetic, well-meaning, elderly man with a poor memory. A forgetful old man who Mr. Hur said did not remember when he was vice president, forgetting on the first day of the interview when his term ended, and forgetting on the second day of the interview when his term as vice president began. Mr. Hur produced a 345-page report, but in the end it boiled down to a few key facts. Joe Biden kept classified information. Joe Biden failed to properly secure classified information. And Joe Biden shared classified information with people he wasn't supposed to. Joe Biden broke the law. But because he's a forgetful old man who would appear sympathetic.
Okay. Let's get on with it. Let's see what they got to say. We're going to get a copyright on this.
I think I'm going to start cutting carbs. I need to drop my belly fat.
If you want to drop this,
Snort cocaine.
I guess I just forgot.
Oh, this was a video. All right. Look at them pretty communist flags in the background with the gold fringe and the eagle at the top. You know, one thing about Trump, Is even when he was on his, trying to get people to vote from what do you call that campaign trail. The fucking billionaire had 6 of these fucking flags standing in back of him, and he had to. This is not an American flag. This is a communist flag of admiralty, and it's very anti-American.
Let me say a few things before I take your questions. As you know, the special counsel released his findings today about their look into my handling of classified documents.
President Biden, something the special counsel said in his report is that one of the reasons you were not charged is because, in his description, you are a well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm the president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally out of
Is your memory, and can you continue as president?
my memory is so bad I can let you speak. That's what
Your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President.
my memory is not good. My memory is fine. My memory. Take a look at what I've done since I become president. None of you thought I could pass any of the things I got passed. How'd that happen? I guess I just forgot what was going on.
Mr. President,
Voters have concerns about your age. How are you going to assuage them? Do you fear that this report is only going to fuel further concerns about your age?
Only by some of you.
Mr. President, you want clear up criminal liability today, Mr. President. You take responsibility for
Real look fake.
classified material.
Demise looked to me like really close.
Seen exactly what my staff was doing. It goes in and points out things that appeared in my garage, things that came out of my home, things that were moved not by me but my staff.
Mr. President, for months when you were asked about your age, you would respond with the words, watch me. While many American people have been watching and they have expressed concerns about your age.
That is your judgment. That is your judgment. That is not the judgment of the press.
They express concerns about your mental acuity. They say that you are too old. Mr. President, in
What'd you
December,
get rid
you
of?
told me that you believe there are many other Democrats who could
Well,
beat Donald Trump.
we try
So
not
why
to
does
do
it have to
that.
be you now?
We're frustrated
What is your answer to that question?
with myself.
Person in this country, President of the United States, and finish the job I started.
Why are you using the names of world leaders?
All right. We know what we're dealing with. Anyway. It don't matter. You ain't got 15, 20 good Democrats to stand up and say, let's quit stopping the goddamn murdering over there in Palestine. Let's close our fucking borders up. You're wrong. I've been in this party for all my life, and I want them fucking borders closed along with everyone else. But whatever. Why would this clip make you uneasy?
There's something about this clip that made me feel slightly uneasy. Okay, so this is Tina Weymouth, who I think is incredible. Although her bass lines are often simple, she always seems to fit the song perfectly, like this.
Oh,
This.
Sinead O'Connor died. Squirrel Tribe. No, I think Squirrel Tribe should switch. I think she should anyway. I think she'll be a lot more successful. Instead of turning the laptop screen towards us, you should do everything like Carol does, I think. Put the shit up on the screen. Mm. Yeah, they off that guy. I don't know what the hell we were watching yesterday. And some guy had to make emergency landing into Denver for these fucking Boeing aircraft where the door was starting to come undone. Ah. Amish. It's a religious Sunday here on the Rad, and this is a religion story. Hey, goes good.
This is a camera lucida. For the whole of the 19th century, it was the indispensable drawing aid for great masters and technical illustrators alike.
We are outside of the Lancaster County Courthouse here for the Amos Miller hearing. This is the rally preceding the hearing. Amos Miller has an organic farm in Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. And at present, his entire organic raw dairy operation has been put under an injunction by the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. Today's hearing is going to determine whether or not that injunction will be upheld or not, whether or not Miller will have the ability to access his customer group with this organic food. The Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture obtained this injunction under the premise that Miller's food is unsafe for the public. However, Amos Miller has had zero food safety complaints with the state from his customers in his nearly 20 years of business. This does not impact so much the small farmer as it does the consumer.
You know what's funny about this, but not funny, is you're not going after fucking Kraft. You're not going after PepsiCo. You're going after a fucking farmer, Amish farmer. Unfucking believable. Like, go charge them motherfuckers with poisoning us. For real. With chemicals.
I am a concerned citizen. I'm a concerned citizen. All the above.
Are you a farmer, a consumer, or a concerned citizen? Concerned citizen. For what brought you out here?
My son, he has an autoimmune issue. He literally was down to 106 pounds December a year ago, and he's 5'10", 5'11". Amos Miller has been the one place that we can go to get whatever he needs, including like the bovine colostrum, things for his gut to help his gut health. There has been no one that's helped us. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't be eating.
I'm in healthcare, and I see people getting sicker and sicker. There's never
No other country wants that GMO grain. Was it Jordan? Some African country, anyway. You send a shipload of GMO corn. They wouldn't even let it be unloaded. They said, get the shit out of here.
What kind of impact has food like Miller's made on your life?
Health issues that I've had in the past with pain in different areas of my body.
Right, because all the poison we're eating.
The pain's going away.
I don't think people realize that when you put milk into a store, you're basically killing the milk by pasteurization. So, and even homogenization is linked to a lot of things. So,
You are a direct customer of
I
Amos
am
Miller.
a direct customer.
Yeah,
and
you're
I
drinking
trust it.
dead
And
milk.
I also know that if someone's going to get sick
You know,
off someone,
that's why I don't drink milk. Why you don't drink
These are
fucking
members.
milk?
This is not sold to the public.
If
That's
it's
my
not raw
private
milk, it
contract
ain't worth the
between
shit.
Amos Miller. We go in knowing what risks we're taking, which to us are very little compared to what you're getting when it comes
Same
to
with everything
What
else.
does this case mean
Pasteurized,
to you, how it will affect you or your community?
I think we have our
Sauerkraut.
priorities all backwards. You walk into any grocery store, you're eating poison, got an obesity epidemic,
and now we're devoting government resources to persecuting the guy who provides real food to people who want to buy it.
There you go.
An estimated 200 to 400 concerned citizens, small farmers, and even members of the Amish community came out to support access to private foods under a private membership. The hearing began at 1:30 with a packed courtroom and went for 4 hours, concluding after 5 p.m. No judgment was issued on February 29th, but the next day, on March 1st, the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture succeeded, and Judge Thomas B. Spinagle upheld the injunction against Miller
Jesus
Organic Farms,
Christ.
prohibiting Miller Organic Farms from distributing his organic dairy products to over 4,000 private members. A full recap from the courtroom, as well as a one-on-one interview discussing next steps in the trial with Miller's attorney Robert Barnes, are coming soon, and I will link them here on screen once they're available.
What's this? We got to read this, right? Stop. Stop. You son on the beach.
I paid off $495,000.
I know you did. I bet you did. What were you doing? Head count at Home Depot?
All right,
What
today we are
the
talking with Mr.
fuck?
Robert Barnes, for Amos.
What happened here, Jack?
Which is Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Amos Miller, but also in his. We are outside of the
I
Lancaster
also
County
want to,
Courthouse here for the
because
Amos
this
Miller.
is some religious shit. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. The fuck? Speak English, man. All right. Well, I'm coming up on an hour, and it's just you and I again. You want to start that Santinella video? New York falling apart. It begins. Army troops take over New York City. I like to see a little bit of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And they're going to eventually fail. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a big attack on the military and the arsenal. That's what I think is coming. Because these cops are, the cops are armed, but that ain't loaded. That's got a magazine in the well. I bet you fucking $500 there ain't no fucking rounds they're carrying rounds.
This will be on top of the 1,000 additional police officers Mayor Eric Adams deployed to the subways in February.
There's a psychological impact. People worry they could be next.
New York City police are calling it heavy-handed. Frisk.
I think it has to be done carefully. I feel like
In my
it can
feed,
be a good thing to help us, but
no notification.
what was it like getting your back checked?
Perfectly fine, but the
I don't know what I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't even know what to say. It's what it is.
It's not normal to have the United States Army patrolling your streets, right? But the even more wild thing is watching
Them
your
poor
government
son of
pretend
a
they don't know
bitches,
why they
I'll
have a
tell
crime
you.
problem.
I couldn't even imagine being sent on detail like this.
So the bag checks are random. And we've got police, we've got state troopers, we've got the National Guard. Every type of law enforcement available to the state has been deployed in the New York City subways as a show of power to tell criminals. What are they telling criminals? They're not in the actual subway cars.
They're telling them you got full automatic rifles, magazines. All you got to do is clock the motherfucker in the head.
Is because subway crime was up 20% before this deployment.
Stupid
But
shit.
observers say that all of this militarization of the subway isn't actually going to do anything because it's not addressing the real reasons why New York City is going through a crime wave. On top of that, everyone knows this program is
Look at this
temporary.
shit.
Troops and extra police are not able to be here forever. And the criminals are probably aware of that too. Which
Yeah,
means that
just
this
lay
program
down
isn't
for a
gonna bring about
month. They'll
long-lasting
pull them
change. On
out.
top of that, there are other problems with rolling out the army to police the subway. The
Right.
army is designed to win over.
Constitutionalists.
They're not designed to preserve your rights while
Good
protecting
morning.
the
How you
public,
been?
which is the purpose of a police force. And because the city won't address the root causes of what's going on here, you've got security critics.
How
who
are you
don't think
doing?
This is going to work, and at the same time, you've got civil liberties advocates making the case that New Yorkers are giving up their constitutional rights and their rights to privacy for a system that's not making anybody any
We're gonna
safer.
go to
And this is
Louisiana
happening
here
at
in a
time
bit
New
if
York
you
City
got
history
time.
where it's possible to attack the police and get released without bail. And
I
that's
just
gotta be
wanted to
blasphemy.
watch a
It's the
little
only
bit
way to
about
keep New
this.
Yorkers safe, to turn the city into a perpetual police state. And what exactly is the National Guard doing down here? Like, what
They're
things are they
fucking
doing that they
pissed
think are
off,
gonna make a difference? And how are
standing
criminals evading
around,
these security measures?
whistling at women, getting in trouble.
It
Yeah,
looks
we're
like
doing
they
all right.
just finished with the
You
bag
know,
checks. That's where they just were.
I
Now
mean,
there
doing
is
the
an
best
empty
we can
space.
with what we
Maybe
got. I
someone
mean,
is watching on the cameras.
I
That's
could
all
say
we
I'm
hope for
doing
at this
wicked
point.
good.
You can see how this process works a little bit. A state trooper will select someone to get their
Let's
bags
see
checked.
what's happened since you've been haven't been busy, and I got your message.
So the way that this is supposed to work,
I hope all that's working well for you.
there is a predetermined number of people that have to pass by before one person gets
We
stopped.
did
Everybody, that would probably be impossible. It would make it very difficult for people to use the
been
subway
doing
as intended. The goal of this is not to
about the same as always.
but it is also to establish a presence that makes people feel safe, catches criminals bringing weapons onto the train, and helps turn around all of the problems that the city is experiencing. And when the system is in play, it's not
We watch
like
this guy.
TSA at the
He
airport where the
does a
line
real
gets
good
very
job
long,
on covering
miss their
news in
flights.
New
That's a
York.
big mess. This is not that. The back checks are very quick. I saw somebody get checked, and it
You
happened
don't have
so
to be
quickly that
sorry
I
about
couldn't
nothing.
even film the whole thing. It was that fast. And although there
You
are
know?
some serious issues with
I
this
know
new
you've
security
got your hands
apparatus that
full.
nobody wants to talk about, the good news is that riders have been feeling very uneasy lately about riding the train, and this should help.
Officers at Grand Central Station randomly stopping.
Not much going on here though. Just miserable weather. Raining.
And this feeling was shared by many people who had their bags checked Thursday afternoon.
No problem at all.
So the big takeaway here is that this is not supposed to be an in-depth, invasive process. But privacy advocates are worried a much harsher, more draconian system could emerge if this doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Because although we have an increased security presence, the bad checkers and the army are gone now. They went somewhere else. And the first problem with this system is that since people aren't here all day, a criminal could have waited until right now to head on in and use the subway as they were previously.
What was it like getting your bag checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are actually on the subway cars, so get on the cars and ride the subway.
This guy's fine with having your bag searched. Well, you're gonna search your bags. You're not gonna find nothing. The TSA never finds anything, do they? How many times a week do we hear the TSA came to our aid in America and foiled hijack
But even
attempts?
if it is, look at all the weapons that are getting found in the subway. Proponents say this is still a good thing and it's still having an effect. Although I guess the weapon would have to be in a bag check instead of in your pocket because these are not pat downs, they're just bag checks.
This video. The suspect is seen pacing the platform. The victim is wearing a blue jacket and a backpack. At one point, the suspect lunges in his direction behind his back. Moments later, he is shoved to the tracks as the suspect takes off into the night.
So before we get into the real reason why crazy people who want to commit harm
You
aren't
don't want to
behind
watch
bars,
this.
look at all the things this
We can go to
person did
Louisiana.
not have at their disposal. They didn't have a backpack. They weren't holding anything. They were just passing through. They looked regular commuter. And what that means is we aren't any safer because of these new security measures, which is something the powers that be who have a lot riding on this
TSA.
being successful don't want us thinking about. We're
Oh,
talking
no
about
way. No way. Yeah, Donald Trump, I'm going to drain the swamp. Well, that TSA bullshit was all temporary. Remember? Remember, Bushy boy? We know, and we respect your privacy rights. This shit looks like fucking killer. Killer meaning bad shit, man. And then they pour the sauce on it. Good for fucking death on the pizza. Anyway, you know, Donald Trump, Bush said, well, for a little while, we're gonna have the TSA hire a bunch of people and go out there and fondle everyone's junk, looking for something that never happened in the first place. The shoe bomber, the underwear bomber. Give it a fucking break. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? What are you going to do with a half an ounce of C4 in a plane? If I was a billionaire, I'd put up like $100,000. And I says, we got 50 pounds of C4 or anything else you want. You come in here. You can only have as much that'll fit in a shoe or any of your underwear, which is a half an ounce or even an ounce, and go to it. We bought some planes. We're going up to 70,000 feet over the ocean. Put your bomb in here, and let's see if we can take the plane down with fucking ounces of C4. What are you, stupid, ignorant, or dumb? You blow a hole in the fucking side of the plane, which will suck you out if you're not in your seatbelt. But certainly you're not going to take a plane down that way. Just pure ignorance. Just same as the Twin Towers falling in its own footstep. And then call it fire did it. Anyways, we don't have to watch this.
But Hochul on Good Day was asked what happens if people refuse to have their bags checked.
Said, go home. You're not taking the subway.
Go home. You're not taking the subway. You're not searching my fucking bag. What's the purpose? You turn around and say, no, you're not searching me. You're violating my constitutional rights. They'll fucking do it anyway, right? Yes, I agree with you. I had some asshole tell me about flying. I'm like, what are you, fucking insane, stupid, or ignorant? Good morning, Jewel. From a rainy day in Maine. Let's get the show on the road. Unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. I'll put the link to this in chat. And we're gonna go to Louisiana. Leslie sent me and watched the video. Refresh. Look how far back I am. Holy macaroni. We're way back at the Biden video. So refresh when you hear this. Here's a link to this guy. He's got some good videos if you're interested in how screwed up New York is getting. All right. Sit back, relax. Pete Santinello in Louisiana. Back surgery. Yeah, well, we're waiting to hear on Dawn. Dawn's got a real mess.
Cajuns have been looked down upon for a long time.
Look at this beautiful blue sky.
Hey, Peter. This was kind of a desolate place. Nobody else would have lived here.
Right.
Wow. You think you'd get far from the cities these days and you get away from it, but it's everywhere.
People are starting to realize, I think, quit relying on everybody else. Just do things yourself. I want some raw oysters, too.
Raw oysters. Oh, man. Give me 2 plates of them.
What year did electricity come through here?
In about 1956.
Y'all come watch.
There's just something very peaceful out here.
Cajuns call that paradis.
We got rain falling. What is it? 42 degrees, raining. Mud, rain, mud, rain. All is good. I'll be right back.
Introducing the Hide and Seek from Bellroy. A traditional wallet on the outside, it hides a few tricks on the inside. Let's take a look. First up, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 quick access card slots for the cards you use most often, and a larger pocket up top to stack the cards you use less often. Everything stays as slim and streamlined as possible. Plus 1 more card slot tucked in behind. Your bills store flat in the cash section, and when you're out of cash there, you can find your secret stash in a pocket hidden behind the flap, plus a pocket for coins or business cards. It all comes together in a slim silhouette. The hide and seek from Belroy.
Consider this your sign to stock up on sign? Because right now at Vistaprint, all signs are 20% off. So you can bring in business with durable banners, make your message stand out with yard signs, or stop them in their tracks with retractable banners. If you need it, we print it at Vistaprint.com.
Here we are, southern Louisiana, the heart of Cajun country. About to meet up with an old school Cajun man who grew up out here, has been out on these lands for 75 years. Said he can bring us in, show us around. This is a very unique part of the country. I can already feel it.
You know much about live oaks?
No,
Let me
other than they're live.
Let me tell you what.
Jewel, you got any wind?
To me, it's the prettiest tree on the planet, in my opinion. Look on the ground. You see what you see? Yeah. See how we're in the shade? The leaves are dropping now, but they come back as fast as they drop.
Just right.
See those trees? See those over there? That's pecan trees.
Oh yeah.
There's not a leaf on them.
Missing illegals
You see them?
Yeah.
hit the bus, was arrested
100% Cajun, correct?
and released no
You know,
charges.
Cajuns have
And your daughter's
looked
deal?
down upon for a long time.
By
I
the
can't
rest of the
scroll
country
up.
or by who?
Well, everyone, yes.
So the history, for those that don't know, and I
Mm.
just learned recently,
No.
your people came from what part of Canada?
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. They came down.
They were exiled.
They were exiled.
They were thrown out of Nova Scotia.
How many thousands? Do you know the number? Like how many came here?
I don't know. I'd say 4,000 or 5,000.
And it was because your people refused to swear allegiance to the British crown.
Thank
They were
you.
of French descent.
Oh boy.
They left and they came.
Ain't it just want to pull your hair out at times, you know?
Louisiana, because this was kind of a desolate place.
Of course it was desolate.
Nobody else would have lived here. They ate armadillos, cranes, crawfish. My dad would not eat crawfish because when he was a kid, he had to eat them. Like this here, I love old things. Anyway, I'm not through with my doggone shop yet.
Pretty
Trying to-
cool.
Let's see my old bellows. Those are really old now. Oh yeah. Got a Cajun buddy in Oberlin that would be good to see. He made
Wow,
nice.
that's old.
He said, "Hey, là-bas." I mean, hey, over there.
Yeah, the wind's picking up here.
He's good. He's
I got no high wind warning. We got snow coming in.
over there, man.
Cajans?
Cajans, yeah,
That's what you guys call each other?
yeah, Cajans, yeah. Feel it, I think he usually does.
Look at that old truck.
Hey, là-bas.
C'est là-bas.
Hey, là-bas.
Hey, là-bas, comment c'est?
Oh, c'est pas
It's
mal.
disgusting.
Are you?
I made some spikes like they nailed Jesus to the cross.
Oh. Hey, what you doing that for? Show the park?
When?
That's what I thought for Easter.
When?
Hey, you gonna be home?
Yep.
I got a man wants to meet you. He's over here at my house. He's all fat dude.
Oh, no, maman. Il est tout perdu.
Wait, come on, what I going to Nash?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Man, viene.
Okay, we're gonna go. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
Tim. All right. Bonsoir.
What's Padu?
That lost.
He's lost.
I said he's lost like a goose in a snowstorm.
I'm gonna call for a little more
So
heat.
you're farming full time now?
It's 69 in here, but I'm kind of chills. Hey, good morning, lurkers. Come on in. Oh, I just said it, and 4 of them dropped out
Are you
immediately.
selling those greens?
Look
or
at that
don't?
beautiful blue sky. My goodness. Oh my. Oh my. Look at that. Growing food, man. Look at that.
I have a little over 300 acres over here.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christmas.
Right here where I am.
300, is that where you're growing all your hay?
And we do some crawfishing and rice. We have rice, crawfish, and hay.
Okay.
Get in there, Peter. We'll
Wow.
right up here.
All right.
We're done. I'll let you all know now. We're done. We ain't doing no garden. We ain't getting out of this weather pattern. Look at that. Couple chemtrails.
Oh, wait, you just pick him up. Oh, we lucky, man. We caught him just. Hey, amigo. How'd y'all do today?
Yesterday he's catching like 1.5. I think today catching 2. They go up.
Can we look at him real quick?
We ain't doing no garden this year. Waste of fun time. All right, I'll let this one commercial run. Hope you all doing good. Oh, I'm not a defeatist. I'm not a downer. Don't give me that shit. This pattern is getting worse and worse and worse. We need sunshine to grow a garden. Bill Gates knows that, and he ain't letting us have any sunshine.
American bread versus French bread. Which is better for your weight?
On virtually every corner in France, you can buy delicious, fresh baked bread. So how come here in America, we're eating stuff?
GMO wheat.
It was right here in America that the very first bread slicing machine was invented.
Want to watch a little of this and learn a little bit about how the poison is bread, and I'm guilty of it.
So in order to combat this problem, scientists set out to find ways to keep bread soft, fluffy, and able to stay on the shelf longer. And pretty soon, the stuff holding American sandwiches together was no longer simply made of flour, water
and yeast.
No, it was being packed with bleaches,
I asked that.
conditioners, and preservatives.
I
And
asked
got
that.
some more bad news. Bread isn't the
I'll tell
only
you what
thing to
happened
worry
real
about.
quick. Some years ago, I had that stuff you put on Buddy, to keep the ticks off them. And I cut the little plastic thing. And it went flying somewhere. It was just a little corner of the thing so I could open it up. And evidently, it must have landed in the butter. So I made toast that morning, and I didn't see it was clear. And anyways, I got this little piece of plastic. I says, wow, plastic in the bread built here in Maine, down near you, I think. So I called him up. The guy says, you got it? I says, yeah, I got it. He said, I'm going to come up. So he brought me a shitload of like cupcakes and all kinds of stuff. And 2 days later, I went to the trash and I seen the edge cut off, and I'm like, no. So I called the guy back immediately. I said, look, I'm kind of embarrassed. And what I did was cut the corner of this plastic thing. It must have shot somewhere, got in the butter. And it wasn't in your bread. I doubt very much it was in your bread. And they were kind of laughing about it because the guy drove like an hour and a half to get here. And I was just so apologetic. I mean, I didn't know what else to say. So anyways, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. That ain't what I wanted to do. Let's go back and do this. Let's go back and do this. Refresh. You gotta refresh. Oh, so the guy come here. Let me get this. So the guy come here, and very nice, and big shit, a big shit. And I forgot the name of the town. I forgot the name of the town, but I think it's down near you. Oh, Jewel. And so I says, I really like your bread. But can you tell me why you'd have this much shit in your wholesome bread? Good morning. Happy church joy. Just church joy. We're finding out about poison. Now, if you made this bread in Europe, this company made the bread in Europe, they couldn't put this shit in their bread. They're not allowed to. And so I started reading some of the chemicals. He was really nice about it. He was telling me, and there's one chemical that makes the bread brown, uniformly brown. I says, but well, do you really need that? He says, our studies have showed that people won't eat. If we didn't add that shit in there, you would have white spots in the bread. I was like, Jesus Christmas, man. How about offering the bread with just water and I think you could use vitamin D in it to stop it. So many. Like, why? I mean, I just couldn't fathom it. First of all, I think I got an address here, but I don't think this is the one in Maine. Flowers Bakers. Uh-oh. Problem. They put new ingredients in this bread. I can't believe this. Bioengineered food ingredients. Calcium peroxide, enzymes, diglycerides, monocalcium phosphate, calcium. So in other words, what we just seen is, okay, you want to put a little something in the bread, they'll make it last, say, a week, 1 week, so it don't turn moldy. But do you really need all this shit in this bread? Take glasses to the store. Oh, yeah. You got to read everything. I just like 95 said, a lot of times I don't have my reading glasses. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Let's look. I'm no engineer. When I went to high school, they had printing back in the day where you learn how to set type and shit. Now, you got a good almost 1 inch down here. You couldn't have lengthened this part out so you don't need a fucking magnifying glass to read it. And this is pretty big. Flowers Bakeries, Thomasville, Georgia. But this is made here in Maine. It's there's a place down near Jewel. 79 now. I love to avoid that shit. Isn't that something? Oh, no way. So you can see. No kidding. Nissan's? It might be. This is, and I know, don't get in my shit about eating white bread, please. Country Kitchen. Glasses with 3 batteries. Come on. Did he? What was it? Flowers Bakery? Well, the guy was really nice anyways. I was very apologetic. I felt like an asshole. I just seriously wanted them to have that piece of plastic in case they found like a machine was breaking up or something. But really, you got to do that. You got to do that. And why GMO food ingredient now? So when your child eats a couple pieces of this shit each day, oh, no kidding. No kidding. When your child eats a piece of this shit, a couple pieces of this shit all day, and your kid's 8 years old, weighing 300 pounds, maybe do something a little different. Let's get back to the shoe. I'm glad we can all agree that I don't want to hear your excuses, Kraft, PepsiCo, rest of these conglomerates. You could put a big label on here. Look at that, crawfish.
So these just came right out of here. Yep.
I bet $100 a bag.
No, these here are good.
I bet they're going to pay him $100 a bag.
Oh, wow.
At least 50,
It just started,
70.
right? Yeah. Boy, these are full, too. So they're good sizes here, yeah? Yeah, these are nice. For this time, that's about normal.
Look at that beautiful
The
horizon.
price is real high, but because of the drought we had, the acres are reduced. So walk us through this process. The water's only, what, a foot, 2 feet deep? Yeah, about 2 feet, yes. Do you bring the crawfish out and then they multiply? And then seed them. You seed them. We usually quit crawfish in about July. We'll take crawfish from this field, and when we harvest rice, it's a rotation. See the rice stubble? See the stubble? Oh, the stubble of rice? This will be rice.
But it's funny, like I said before, all our products in Europe don't have this shit.
Yes. And you were saying those guys are legal.
But you use the excuse here in America, we got to do that. I don't know. Don't make sense to me.
They have to go back every year, right? Stuff like
More
that.
bullshit.
It's very expensive labor. by the
It's
way.
all good.
These guys.
You're all right.
Very expensive labor. What are you paying them an hour?
95, how are you doing?
Okay.
You seen some bad weather going through your part of town.
Right, in Louisiana, which I couldn't believe, but I heard yesterday minimum wage is like $7.50 or something. We got to pay them double that, according to U.S. government rules.
Louisiana
Yeah.
uses
750
what
is
the
pretty
federal
crazy.
guideline
There's no way to
is.
live off that.
Our senators think 750 is a proper wage.
Right there. We got to provide
In some states,
housing.
like New Mexico,
You're paying $14 and taking care of housing and the visa. Okay. You got to give an attorney $5,000 up front to get the visa. You got to pay for their bus ride over here.
does that sound familiar,
Their
Jewel?
bus ride back. Okay. When they get on the bus, you pay for everything they eat and drink till they get here. Okay. Good workers. They're very good. Their work ethic is good. The thing is, when they first get here, when they first get here, they don't know anything. But these have been coming for several years.
Pays
once
for
they-
these
once they
guys.
learn the system, it's pretty nice. Okay. And there's just a problem finding local workers? Is that the story? Yep. The local workers are mostly all at drug rehab. That's where they are. Only young people.
Look at that
Bunch of them
sky,
in the
man.
cemetery, too.
We
Big
put
sky.
about 4 acres of watermelon in there. What do you think?
You wouldn't. It's to me, it's unbelievable. Drugs right now? Yes, it's unbelievable. It's so crazy. It's like, how is this happening right now in the country? The way I grew up is, there was no such thing as that, When did that start happening, the big drug issue? When did you
When
start
George
seeing the
Bush
drugs really
Sr.
come into
brought
the
in
countryside?
a massive amount,
Probably
C5
in the
transport,
90s is when I was
military
that's when it
transport,
started.
and heroin
That was the opioids, right?
out of Afghanistan
Now it's
for
the fentanyl?
years.
Man, I don't know much about
The
drugs.
CIA was working the southern borders,
I lost the
getting the
son-in-law when he
cocaine
was
in
a
here
doctor
and
for
the
short
reefer.
kid. He had about
And finally, the CIA told the
from LSU,
feds,
he was
my
making about
theory,
$50,000 a
is
year.
look, we're not
He had
making
an
no
IQ,
money
I
on
think,
this
around
reefer.
150, 160. He was reading books when he was 2 years old. When he got about 30, he started.
We'll do
He
one
was
of
a
them. Do
Dutchman
one
too.
of them.
A Cormier. His dad grew up right down the road over here, right 3 miles down the road. That's where his dad grew up. But anyway, when he got about 30, he started.
I think
fooling with
reefer
drugs.
was
When he
going.
was 37, he was deceased.
7
Vodka.
years ago. Time goes by,
Xanax
so
was
don't
his-
pay
was his-
attention.
Sorry. Yeah, killed him.
Reefer was going $25 a kilo. Is that 2.5 pounds?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's all over the. You think you'd get far from the cities these days, and you get away from it, but it's everywhere.
Now up here in
Far
Maine,
corners of Alaska,
Yes.
down to this.
alcoholism has dropped off.
I mean, you can pick up the paper any day of the week. You'll see some 27-year-olds.
These dispensaries
you know
fight
that's what
with
it
each
is.
other,
They're
lowering
not
the
dying
cost.
from Alzheimer's. Yeah. I mean, it's unbelievable, and you can't get them to work. I don't know. It's unbelievable. If somebody told me things would be the way they are today, I wouldn't have believed that. I would have thought things would have improved. Things would be better. That's the American deal to make everything better. That's what we do in this country anyway. But he's gonna cross this right here.
Bush was on his way out. Seen the Bush. So he had other problems in Afghanistan because the people we were killing there were the ones that would kill you if they thought you're growing opium. You heard me right, as I understand it. The people we were killing there were the ones that would kill you if you grew opium. And they were losing a handle on it. Meanwhile, all this fentanyl was from China. So easy, too. A lot, like, I don't know. Like, to make $1 million, say you needed 2, 3, 4 pounds of pure heroin. Well, now you only need a couple ounces. Fentanyl.
¿Cómo te llaman? Boy, these are nice, huh?
Cajun,
Yes,
baby.
Pedro. These are nice ones.
What was his
They
name?
are nice, huh? I mean, look out there like this here. These are nice crawfish, man.
Justin.
Wait, that's nouveau, huh?
Fred was his name.
Oh yeah, look out, they soft.
Go look him up.
They're not big. That's not big.
Who's
They're
from
not big and
Louisiana?
hard.
Anybody remember that show? The guy wore suspenders, talked heavy
So
Cajun.
the water's shallow
He
enough.
says
No, that's
cooking
That's just across this
program.
lake.
Okay, gotcha.
But look, this right here.
Just
The boat's floating.
something's just.
What's the blade doing here?
Superman,
That's when the wind blows real hard. You put that out, and it keeps you. The wind will take this thing and move it.
Same thing with
See the wind
Vietnam.
right now? Yeah, that's
Bush back
That's the
then
bait. Right now,
held the
we're fishing
record
with-
for
fishing with
importing
bait, with
heroin
fish.
to our own
and
troops.
then when it's cold, we'll fish with fish. When it gets warmer, we'll fish with some artificial bait.
Bush
some
brought
little
more heroin in the Southeast
And
Asia
this
than
just
anyone else in the
Sort of
world.
propels you along, right?
That's a true historic
Yeah,
fact.
that's what's pushing the boat. Now we got the,
Oh yeah,
got to see
yeah, that's great. That's so interesting.
Look at that sky.
I am, but my granddaughter's supposed to move in there. I've been working on it.
Had a call.
Yeah, another project.
You're not just
You
sort of
looking forward
easing
to
into
snow?
retired life, Gerald, are you?
Oh Lord, no.
Take on another project?
You swear I was 17 years old, man. This is my syrup making.
Syrup?
Yeah, some cane
Yeah.
syrup. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Look, this deal was made.
Look at
I
that.
don't know if you can see it.
Thursday. Is it Thursday night?
1905. You see it?
Yeah. Just
So
it's
what you
not
do
going to
your whole
amount
life?
to
Just
much.
farming, right?
Well, no, I worked for USDA for 35 years, and I've been doing this ever since. Things are really tough. I mean, when I was a kid, we picked up hay. I cannot find anyone to pick up hay. So,
The Mexicans won't do it either?
nope.
They only want to fish.
Yes, they don't want to pick up hay.
And when you say picking up hay, you're talking about driving a tractor around.
No, you would the square bales.
Oh, picking up the
Oh,
bales.
don't get excited. You know, girl, we're not even out of March yet.
When I grew up, we moved it all by hand. Picked it up by hand, stacked it in the barn by hand, and then stacked it on when somebody come and got it. This is my hay right here.
What's a pallet of hay go for retail?
These right here I sell for $100 for 14 bales.
Okay.
That's right at $7 a bale. When I was a kid, my grandpa had a saying. He said, "Man, you got to spend at least
You do it?
$5
No.
for a good car."
No, I'm capable.
The other day I passed the parking lot and I looked at it. And I saw it. It was all
That
nice.
twisted motion, I'd be done.
There wasn't one
$7?
in the lot, and there was 300 of them. And when I looked at it, it hit me. I said, "Man, Cajuns call that paradis, paradise."
Show us some.
I said, "You know what y'all's problem is?"
Yeah, I was just talking about that, Jewel.
Gotta have a new automobile, a fancy
Ah,
automobile. You ain't gotta have all that.
pecan. Let's see your pecan
Only
trees.
because somebody's work ethic that exists. That's where that comes from. That's where it comes from. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I told him. I said, "You see
I don't know.
telephone pole electricity on it? See all these telephone poles bringing electricity to everyone's house? They put them in one at a time. I remember when they brought us electricity. That was like, I don't know, it was heavenly. To have a light bulb, one light bulb in the middle of a room.
What were you using before, kerosene?
And you went to bed in dark too. That's the other thing.
Yeah, my buddy down there in Florida
We got electricity, I think, in
was
about
old school.
1956. My dad he would say he was an orphelin, which is an orphan. Orphelin, yeah, because his dad
Man, that's
died
some
when he was
flat
13.
land.
And my grandmother never drove, she never had a driver's license, never drove a car. So you can imagine where she went. Nowhere, she stayed at home and it was scratching.
Yeah, that's what Ralphie might end up being like.
And there were no social programs either. You know what I mean? Like for my grandmother, she couldn't.
Good
read or write
boy.
either.
Your people came here a long time ago, before it was America.
I think it was 1755, I believe.
Okay. Are the Cajuns a resilient?
No way.
Have you been pushed?
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Culturally,
Oh yeah.
by
I'll
American
take the
culture?
cabbage and onion, please. Hey, I cooked cabbage this week.
Really, because like my
I made a
dad,
little coleslaw one day,
English when he
and
went
then
to
2 days I fried cabbage with garlic.
They would spank them, 'cause they were
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Control the language, control.
Not as yummy as my cabbage that comes out of my garden. This was kind of tasteless, but I remember in my taste buds what real garlic, cabbage tastes like. I could try again, but Jill, I was telling somebody about you the other day. That year you sent me the Dimetacia syrup. So I'd look at the forecast. No rain. Okay, we're going to always put some Dimetacia syrup down at 11 o'clock, and it starts working on the slugs and snails. Fucking 2 o'clock, it starts pouring rain, and that's the end of the deal.
There was another building that looked similar to that, but smaller scale building on the side. That was the kitchen because it was too hot.
Well, I had something else I wanted to show you.
A wood stove in the house. But it was located right here. We moved it over there.
I'm going to interrupt this for a minute. You can check this out. If you want, it's about Jeeping. Oh, home on the range. Come on, man. It's off-road recovery. It'll be under the live, I think. This is for Jewel. You didn't change the avatar. Anyways, come on, man. I'm going to give you this one. If it isn't, oh, hold on. I can see this way. I'm almost sure it's this one. Go check this out. Rock crawling in Sand Hollow, Utah. Big Matt's off-road game. Scroll through it if you want. I'll get you that. I was thinking of you. I says, yeah, there goes. And we're way behind, man. Way behind. Refresh when you hear this. Okay. Let me get out of here. Scroll through it. And pretty cool deal here. Really a cool deal. And what he did was he invited some super YouTubers to come and ride the climbing the rocks and all that crap. You might really get that. You might really get a kick out of that. Refresh. I just did. Way behind.
Well, and you got electricity in the 50s.
Yes, that's correct.
What was it like before AC?
Oh, no.
You'd sleep on the porch?
You know when we got air conditioning?
When?
When I left home. 1968.
So pre-68, no AC.
No AC.
So what? That's the place, right?
That's it. That's the house. I remember trying to get to sleep.
What would you do? Just put water on yourself, or?
You sweated. Went to sleep.
Yeah, you can't put water on yourself down there. Humidity's too high. You can do that in the desert,
July,
though.
August, you are constantly hot. There's no cooling down.
I tell you what, that's what I'm saying. I have an appreciation for where we are now so much. It's unbelievable.
For power lines and this technology and.
Lord, man, it's unbelievable. Wait, go turn the thermostat. See, that's what these kids are used to. You know? This road, see, they've improved the drainage and all, but when it would rain, all this was underwater. All of it. We should catch catfish this big in this ditch. Right here, this ditch.
Was there any part of you, Gerald, that says, "Hey, I just want to get out of this oppressive heat and go north or something"?
No, we couldn't go. There's no way to go. Take off walking. I mean,
so New Orleans was like another world away.
Oh Lord, I never went to New Orleans. Said I was a dumb. Oh yeah, we never went anywhere, man. See, the thing is, when I grew up, I'm just like my grandkids. I didn't know what could be either. For myself, that was always the thing. It was always getting better. So, man, we were always looking at the horizon because things were constantly better. But today, things are getting worse. And the
Thank you.
The reason I tell them that is we don't know how much worse it could get.
Well, I think it's going to get a lot worse. I think you'll be doing good with yourself, though.
No air conditioning, no running water. We didn't have running water. Man, that was unbelievable.
I would invest 20 grand in some solar, though.
You grew up in the United States without
And you know the phone pole.
There was no faucet. We didn't know what a faucet was. We got the water out of a well. It was a hand-dug well with some cement jars in the ground, 20 feet deep. Still there. The hole is still there, 20 feet deep.
So the kids all just playing around in these fields.
Squirrel hunting. I mean, that's what I did. Man, I was to walk. There was no kind of transportation of any kind. We had horses.
Where's 95?
I wouldn't hunt on a horse, but I did.
No car.
I didn't see. Did you get bad weather 95?
If you're lucky.
So you're totally self-made.
Yes, I didn't inherit that farm.
You didn't inherit.
I didn't inherit anything.
I thought everything would have just gotten passed down through the generations.
No, not for me. It did. Not for a lot of people. It does. I mean, I bought that farm on a whim, I guess you would say, but I did.
So you could have a job working for the USDA, save up money, finance it.
Corned beef and cabbage. Don't forget the onions and carrots. Good morning, MJ.
You sit right there. How about the other side? You can sit wherever you want, boy.
Well, no,
That's good.
I'm a passenger, so you tell me where I'm supposed to get. I'll get in the back if I have to. Like the old days, you know. We used to ride everywhere.
That was our entertainment. Where my home was right there. There was an old man and his wife. They lived back there in the woods, but he had 40 acres.
Okay.
Spoke no English. He planted cotton.
Oh.
He raised cotton by himself with mules. He loved to make a fire outside.
Did you see Carol's last night?
I don't know where he went.
I think it was Mexico. They had grapefruit-sized hail. Holy schmoly. Total cause. Total cause. I don't know where it was. We could go watch Carol again to find it. But grapefruit-sized hail, totaling cause. Like the hail was hitting the top of the windshield frame and bending it. Good morning to you. Slow cooker. I got a text ad for Rud. Don't know what that is. Roof. Quick pressure cooker. Come out the same, probably a little better. A-holes. Yeah. So what you're saying is when you got the hail, you started getting ads for Roof. Roof is a furious. 60 seconds.
But he'd have him a pack of firecrackers. He loved fire. Pitals, he called pitals. He said, we were, kids, we'd be around the fire and doing all kind of stuff. And we were too poor to buy firecrackers, but he would have a pack somewhere. He would walk by the fire and he would throw one in it. Boom. He loved to see us. Anyway.
You never used one?
That was the extent
Use it often?
of our recreation right there. That was it. There was a lot of good in those days, but there was a lot of bad as well. The living conditions were bad, but the character people, there was a lot more character.
I'm not making fun of Pete Santinello, but if you don't go to Louisiana black community and see the suffering that's going on there now, I mean, it's unbelievable. You still have people connected to slavery in this country, and especially in Louisiana. Horrible state for. But I wonder if I go down there, and I guess somebody called me a flatlander. Probably not. Would they say you ain't from around here? I bet they do, but in a friendly, loving way. Boobies. Oh, well. I bet they get 6 inches of rain. This place is flooded.
I was drinking yesterday.
No, man, Mom. I see your truck. So today.
Yeah.
I close.
I like dogs.
Wait. Whoa. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, this is a pecan here, boy.
He's a what?
A pecan.
Pecan.
Yeah, boy. He's a good fella, man. I love him. Yeah.
Flatlander on the spinning ball, yeah. Just, you know,
Hey, Kelly Tono. Peter. Hey, Peter.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
remember these people were all thrown out of Nova Scotia
Good, thank you.
just for their
You want a drink with us?
descent.
Hello.
Beer tastes the best. What? When you're not supposed to be drinking.
Plaid shirts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The glue.
The glue, yeah.
The one that they crucified Jesus with. I did that through Lent, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it to the point where people remember his crucifixion, you know? Now, they made theirs with bigger stock, but I didn't have any bigger stock, so I used
Man,
what I had.
snakes, dude.
Yeah. You see, that's it, man.
Normally, they made it bigger stock.
Okay. Yeah.
But
This is a square nail. That's what blacksmiths used to make.
So this guy's making spikes. Same spikes they used on Jesus' cross. Where's Bubba? Bubba, get in here. You're missing it. This is the guy that made the spikes for Jesus to be crucified.
No problem.
All right.
I'm Protestant and Catholic.
Really? Half and half?
Half and half.
Okay.
He paid the price. You and I can never do anything. He paid the price.
Insurance.
I don't think he's drinking just beer, by the way.
I canceled mine too. You know, it's
Well, I didn't cancel mine.
my wife
They
says,
canceled.
what if our house burns? I said, yeah, I don't care. But
Guess
I said,
what?
they canceled the health
Canceled my. I had it with Farm Bureau. You know why they canceled it?
It's not Farm Bureau. Because I bet Harm Bureau.
Listen, see this? When they found out I had a forge, they canceled. They said it's might catch your house on fire. I said I'm closer to my neighbor than my house. Better cancel his too. Oh, we can't do that.
No, Tim, you grew up deep hardcore Cajun, right? Fair to say.
Mon mère était el patin
Okay.
au Carocro. Mon père vient au Saint-Martinville, il était un potier.
Okay.
Il vient au Potier, France. Mon mère vient au Nova Scotia. Elle était in the Lacadien.
Okay.
So
I understand.
10%.
You're 110. So, how is the Cajun culture these days? Is it holding strong?
Yes. The thing is my mama was very involved with Coderfield. It was USL. It's no longer USL.
Okay.
They found out that she was a French and English teacher in 1933. So the people that wanted to reinstate the French culture, they started Coderfield. And they started exchanging.
This guy has nothing in the bottle. I just wish he'd put the bottle down.
Louisiana would go to France. The French people would come here.
Okay.
And they ended up putting the French names on all the streets and stuff like that. I would say it's still strong, but I'm not that active in it. I'm trying to maintain my French heritage.
A school friend of mine went down here and opened shop, opened a couple restaurants in New Orleans. Emma Lagasse, advertising.
Come on. That's not a great beer.
I had too many beers.
I don't know where he is. I talked to him yesterday. He said he was going to
Listen, when you get to a point in your life that you can't remember, call me. I'll tell you what you were doing.
Guess what?
What?
Biden's there now.
Oh, you don't know? Look at squirrel. We're gonna come. We're not gonna starve.
They're gonna excommunicate me.
Okay, so you just let it heat up in there for a while.
No, I just put this in there.
She's in cold.
Okay. You can blame that on me. We stopped at Gerald's place. You don't have a
Mario, there you go. High five. And I never played Mario, but I know what you're talking about. What a hell of a mustache.
that's a hydraulic press.
Yeah, the 50-pound like you got, and you got a 25 also. I'll show you how to use both of them. Okay. I'll do one and you'll do one. Okay. I might have brought it inside. Let me get another pair.
It's probably over there by your beer. Balled up, yeah. I bet.
He came down the Mississippi.
Yeah.
They were exiled.
Well, I thought, didn't the Acadians come around the coast?
Both ways.
Oh, okay.
Some of them came down the Mississippi. Now, they loved the lobsters. Well, when they saw them leaving, the lobsters started swimming, following them down the Mississippi. When they got to Louisiana, they were crawfish size.
Hey, remember? Are you guys? Peter.
Remember I told you how they like to entertain with lies?
Yeah.
Hey,
You got a good dose of it right there. I said when I was growing up, that was a big form of entertainment. It's true. Tell some lies, man.
Where Cajun comes from? No.
You know where it comes from?
No.
This is a lot of people tell you a lot of books.
Okay, where does it
This
come
is
from?
where it came from. If you notice when he speaks French, everything's rolled, the R's, everything. In plural, the Acadians, they would always refer to each other. They wouldn't always say neg. They'd say les Acadiens. And do you hear how that rolls into Cajun?
Okay.
And they started shortening it up. He said, they would say, Tikore, Nedrick Sakajin Logball. You know Nedrick, that Cajun over there? They'd say Cajun. And it was like a compliment. It was a good man, you know? But it's really Acadian in plural.
Okay.
Cajun.
And then,
The Acadian.
then Americans in English said Cajun.
Well, they didn't know how to spell Cajun. So they spelled it Cajun,
Yeah.
like it sounded.
Yeah.
It's not a word. And I used to write that for my students on there because I'd give them a little class on. I said, how many of y'all in Cajun in here? And they'd all raise their hand. I said, okay, where did the word Cajun come from? If you such a Cajun, tell me. And they couldn't tell me. So I would write it on the board. The Cajun language he's speaking, that we speak around here, is the same exact language that they spoke in Acadian. They still speak it. There's 20-some hundred people in that community.
In Nova Scotia.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
And I
that's
can't tell
cool.
you the name of the town, but my friend went there. And his dad goes there all the time. He builds accordions and all that. And he's friends with all the people out there.
Awful nice,
They
Jew.
speak that same language. They never broke off.
Awful
It's
nice.
the same Acadian language.
Oh, that's cool.
But
They
you
didn't lose
ski
it.
down by
After hundreds of
snakes and
years,
When
bugs.
the
They're
king,
there still hiding.
it was because they were
Judging
defending
by
their
their
faith, Catholicism.
grass.
That's what it was all about. And that's why Catholicism is so strong in our state.
they didn't want to swear allegiance to the king. They swear to the cross. That's where their allegiance is to God. But it's about their heritage too, because they know that they fought these the British because of their faith. They wanted to. That's why they came here, because they wanted to keep their faith. That's what this country was formed on.
You want to go to
God
that?
and truth. So
We already watched
everybody
that.
wants to worship
They're gone though, Jewel.
the natives. They worship the Creator.
That's old
They're very
news.
spiritual people.
They pulled them out.
You know, when a native, when they would go hunt,
I'm going to tell you something.
considered it a blessing if they
If I was 25-year-old mischievous gang member or whatever,
3 or 4 times a day. They ate when the Creator presented something.
no, they're in the subway. National Guard.
Because they hunting off the land. Look
Unless
outside.
you got something, bring that up. Let's go watch
You
it
can't push a button on that tree
real
and say,
quick.
Ma'am, I will have 1 fox squirrel fried today. It's not going to happen, you know?
So Tim has serious devotion towards his religion, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem of going down
He's
there.
recognizing Lent right now. Lent is the season, you know, it's the
1
spring.
hour ago.
It's the time of regrowing.
Can you get me the link? Send it to me or post it.
When you're beating iron, you're taking an old piece of junk iron and you're heating it.
Snakes climb trees, by the way.
The faith is about.
Hold on.
We're supposed to forge ourselves.
We're going. This is going to be a long one today. I'm feeling good. I got some rest. Refresh. Look how far back I am. My goodness. Refresh. Flatlander on a spinning ball. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've had people at my you gotta well, maybe you don't have to understand, but I took care of camps for the Forest Service in our country, and I was dealing with people from all over the world. All over the world would come to these camps of beautiful um, Germany, Europe, yada yada yada. Anyways, one of the first things that when I open my mouth and I get in there and I said, who rented the camp? And this guy would come up. I did. I says, well, Mom, Ralph, I'm the camp host. My site's over there. If you have a major issue, snake bite, whatever, watch the snakes. The snakes here. We can get a helicopter in here right away. Don't try to drive out of here. Watch your fire. Please don't burn the forest down, and don't leave your fire. If you leave your fire, you're subject to a big fine. Don't cut any green trees, and don't leave trash laying around, and we'll all be good. First thing after I say that, you ain't from here, or something like that, but they got a smile on their face and not got a puss on their face, you know? And then they start getting really, really curious. I never been to the ocean. I never seen the ocean. What's it like? What's it like living in Rhode Island? And I tell them there's, 1.2 million people in this little tiny place, smaller than this Forest Service. They're like, are you kidding me? I said, no. And they just, we have a good, it turns into something good, not something negative. All right, let's go see. That's all I got to say about that. Army troops take over New York. He's in the sun. We just watched this.
What happens when the troops pull out? Will the criminals
You watch this guy?
Are things going to be like this for a long time?
Governor Hochul says she's deploying.
That is not a loaded firearm. None of these guys got live ammo, and that would scare the shit out of me.
This will be on top of the 1,000 additional police officers Mayor Eric Adams deployed to the subways in February.
There's a psychological impact. People worry they could be next.
The New York Civil Liberties Union calling it heavy-handed, like stop and frisk.
I think it has to be done carefully. I feel like it can both be a good thing to help us, but you could be stereotyping certain people as well.
What was it like getting your back checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are actually on the subway cars.
See this asshole? Perfectly fine going through my bags.
Recognize it is not normal.
El Salvador style, you think?
Right? But the even more wild thing is watching your government pretend they don't know why they have a crime problem.
It's a no-gun zone. People cannot own a firearm there.
So the bag checks are random. And we've got police, we've got state troopers, we've got the National Guard. Every type of law enforcement available to the state has been.
I wonder where they take that German Shepherd to pee a poo.
Of power to tell criminals
if they had real bullets. No, National Guard, I doubt very much they got that magazine has not got one bullet in it. I'll tell you a quick story about that. So first time I get to my regular post, we have to, everyone on post does a turn of guard duty. So I'm going to guard the ammo dump. And I thought I'm going to draw at least a couple 20-round magazines, 30-round magazines. And the officer hands me a pickaxe handle. I said, what am I going to do with this? You're going to defend yourself. I said, you want me to guard an ammo dump? And we're worrying about Iranians back there, like breaking in the ammo dump and shit. I said, I'll tell you, sir, if you don't give me some live ammo, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with this. I said, I'm going to put it down and help them load the fucking truck.
For this deployment. But observers say that all of this militarization of the subway isn't actually going to do anything anything because it's not addressing the real reasons why New York City is going through a crime wave. On top of that, everyone knows this program is temporary. The troops and extra police are not able to be here forever. And the criminals are probably aware of that too, which means that this program isn't going to bring about long-lasting.
Well, you got a
change.
problem
On top of
with
that, there
using
are
the
other problems
223
with
in
moving
the
up army
subway,
to
I think.
police the subway. The army is designed
I don't
to
think
win
that's a
war.
good
They're not
caliber
designed
myself.
to preserve your rights while protecting
Like
the general public,
M16 and
which is the
45
purpose
would
of
be
police force.
a little
And because the
safer.
city won't address the
But
root causes of what's
223,
going on
you
here, you've
shitting
got
me?
security critics who don't
That
think this is
drive a
gonna
hole.
work.
You hit
At the same time,
somebody
you've got civil
just to the
liberties
left of the
advocates
belly
making
button.
the
It's
case that
coming
New
out the
Yorkers are
back
giving up
end
their
and still
constitutional
traveling pretty
rights and their
fast.
rights to privacy for a system that's not making anybody any safer. And this is happening at a time in New York City history where it's possible to attack the police and get released without bail. And that's got people asking, is the only way to keep New Yorkers safe to turn the city into a
That's what I
perpetual
mean. You got the National Guard here. You got the state police, which is pretty good. But what the fuck? The judge ain't gonna hold these people? We watched one the other day, Jewel. They're opening Guantanamo Bay for illegals coming from Haiti. And dig this. Our government told the Coast Guard that they can, there too, when they find a boat coming to America, they're to assist with them getting ashore and not molest them.
So the way that this is supposed to work is it is a
My
random
neighbor
bag
is
check. There is a predetermined
parking
number of people that have to
illegal
pass by.
outside my
One person
trailer,
gets stopped, they're not stopping
but I
everybody. That
don't
would probably be
need
impossible. That
the
would make it
SWAT
very difficult
team.
for people to use the subway as intended. The goal of this is not to disrupt daily life. It is also to establish a presence that makes people feel safe, catches criminals bringing
Well, we
weapons
were
onto the
watching
train,
the weather.
and
One
helps
day
turn
you
around all
didn't,
the problems that the city is experiencing. And when the
you
system is in
didn't come
play,
in,
it's
and it
not
looked
like
like you were
TSA
getting
at
some
the airport where the
badass
line
weather.
gets very long, people miss their flights. That's a big mess. This is not that. The bag checks are very quick. I saw somebody get checked, and it
You
happened so
hope I
quickly that
don't?
I couldn't even film the whole thing. It was that fast. And although there are some serious issues with this new security apparatus that nobody wants to talk about, the good news is that riders have been feeling very uneasy lately about riding the train, and this should help.
Officers at Grand Central Station randomly stopping about every fourth subway
Yeah, I don't
rider.
think they should be doing this. That's where you're crossing the line. Look at this idiot still wearing a mask.
Many people who had their bags checked Thursday afternoon.
Oh, have no problem
So
at
the
all.
big takeaway here is that this is not supposed to be
Thumbs up if you haven't.
invasive process. But privacy advocates are worried a much harsher, more draconian system could
Chirpy
emerge if
sky.
this doesn't do what it's supposed to do. Because although we have an
I
increased
can't see
security
nothing
presence,
in the
the
sky
bag
here.
checkers and the army are gone now. They went somewhere else. And the first problem with this system is
You
that
gonna
since
send them
people
to me or
aren't
do
here
a
all day,
video?
a criminal could have waited until right now to head on in and use the subway as they were previously.
What was it like getting your bag checked?
Perfectly fine, but the criminals are on the train.
Governor Kathy Hochul announced that she will now be deploying around 750.
Wow, so that guy, he hit the nail right on the head. Every crime statistic that people are worried about didn't happen at the entry point to the subway. Most of them happened inside the trains, on the platforms, late at night, not during rush hour. Is this all smoke and mirrors? But even if it is, look at all the weapons that are getting found in the subway. Proponents say this is still a good thing and it's still having an effect. Although I guess the weapon would have to be in a bag check instead of in your pocket because these are not pat downs. They're just bag
They're
checks.
not pat downs.
The suspect is seen pacing the platform. The victim is wearing a blue jacket and a backpack. At one point, the suspect lunges in his direction behind his back. Moments later, he is shoved to the tracks as the suspect takes off into the night.
So, before we get into the real reason why crazy people who want to commit harm aren't behind bars, look at all the things this person did not have at their disposal. They didn't have a backpack. They weren't holding anything. They were just passing through. They looked like a regular commuter. And what that means is we aren't any safer because of these new security measures, which is something the powers that be, who have a lot riding on this being successful, don't want us thinking
All
about
they're
or
gonna
talking
say
about.
is we captured 40 guns. That's all. They're gonna tell you how many people were mugged.
Introducing the hide and seek from Belroy. A traditional wallet on the
Oh
outside.
yeah, and I'm looking for a cloth Velcro wallet. That's all I wanted. Went to Walmart. This guy helped me find where the wallets were hidden, and they were all plastic or leather shit. I don't want plastic or leather. I want nylon. No more involved.
However, technically, New Yorkers are
I
allowed
guess.
to refuse and can just use a different subway station. Legal Aid Society.
My mind's falling apart, and I got to keep my papers in a good, safe place, right? We need a good wallet to keep our papers. Show me your papers. Yeah, I will. Thank you, Jewel.
With an empty station attendant booth is right around the corner from where the military was just set up doing their bag checks. This place is as unguarded as it's ever been, which is why some are suggesting this is nothing more than security theater. And the other problem with this troop rollout is that we're rolling out 750 troops, but there's about 470 subway stations, and if you need teams of troops to check bags, there's no way we're going to have complete coverage of the subway, which means there will always be stations that are unattended, and we've already got evidence that since this rollout, high-profile crimes are still happening.
Police responded to the call that a boyfriend pushed his 29-year-old friend over the platform edge as a Brooklyn-bound 3 train was pulling in.
Oh, if you don't know it,
Ran away. Paramedics and
I just want to say that about pushing somebody. It ain't just the fall. The track has 3 tracks. These subways are electric. They have 3 tracks. And if you touch one track and touch a middle track, you explode. Probably about 470 volts. As I understand.
from under the train. She was rushed to Bellevue Hospital.
So this tragic accident happened within 2 days of troops being rolled out to stations just like this. And because this was a seemingly random act of violence, no amount of bag checks or security would have stopped it from happening. Which means there's something else about New York that allows stuff like this to happen that nobody wants to discuss. And that tragic incident, it didn't happen in the middle of the night. It took place at 10:30 in the morning during the day, and the person who did it ran off and escaped. The whole point of the troops and the bag checks and the police and the state police is to stop people from doing things and escaping. But that happened. And again, the security takes place out here, not inside the actual terminals where these issues are happening. And look, as someone who rides the train, I'm not knocking this system entirely. I do feel safer, and I think there are people who look at the police and see the armed guards and say to themselves, you know what, whatever I was going to do today, I'm not going to do it. But right advocates say that this security theater apparatus, not only is it ineffective, it's taking away the rights of people who haven't
I think it's unconstitutional.
rights work is once they're gone, you never get them back.
There are so many
Like, it don't make no sense to me to arm these clowns and not let your people be on. That's the way I feel about it.
random bag checks at subway stations is nothing new for New Yorkers.
So definitely there's a personal freedom rights argument to be made here. But on top of that, New York City has an extremely progressive justice system, which critics say is soft on crime. And what that means is even though everyone's being searched, the people who are actually caught with something won't face any real consequences.
No, there's no consequences. The judges are letting them go. No bail.
Inside the terminal and had a gun, and they were released without bail, which is probably happening today. If they catch people with the same things, the judges are still the same.
I would say it was an illegal that got caught with a gun, because certainly if you and I got caught with a gun in that place, we'd probably lock us up.
Use National Guard members instead of investing more dollars into NYPD overtime. Rather than having the NYPD have to work being paid by state dollars, I said, let me do something even better. Now, Hochul would not say how.
Now, look,
That's one wild woman right there, man. Jesus Christ, what country are you from?
Say that the Army could do my job better than I could, I would probably be a little insulted. And even though not every New Yorker is a fan of the police have a different job than an Army does. The Army's job is to win a war. The police have the job of arresting people who are innocent until proven guilty of committing some sort of crime. Also, the police are given equipment that minimizes collateral damage and are better
Right.
used in an urban environment.
Right, a full automatic machine gun in this area is just absolutely fucking ridiculous, I think. Absolutely fucking mind fuck. Thank God they don't have bullets.
Just going about their day. You do not want collateral damage in this type of environment, yet that's exactly what would happen if the military were called into action down here.
Fucking some
Also, the Army's not trained to
20-year-old
arrest you and then read you
got a
your
robber or
rights on top of
something,
it.
pulls a trigger on an automatic. 20 rounds downrange. Look, he killed 97 people And you
temporary
missed the
nature
robber.
of that surge, as well as the troop surge, is why many people think none of this is going anywhere.
Transit leaders say they hope
What do you think they paid for that? $70,000, $80,000 electric.
about that. She says the state has about $3 billion in surplus that could help it last longer.
So the governor
How do you get a surplus when the state ran like that?
for eternity, but we've already looked at how ineffective this program
Yeah,
is
you got
from
the
the
cameras
standpoint of actually
everywhere.
accomplishing long-lasting results. And what that means is even if this extra security was the game plan for the rest of time, they would continue to be just as effective as they are today, with real crime still occurring down there. And that's the real problem nobody in New York City seems to want to deal with.
Oh, I didn't think you watch this guy. He's pretty interesting what's going on in the city.
Just tell them it's mud.
You know, mud
I
water.
was drinking tons of coffee. I was
Oh yeah. Did you see his one on parking? If you didn't see that one, you want to go see that one. Parking in New York City. Oh, the electric car one in New York City. Like these people are going out buying fucking cars, electric cars. And they live in an apartment building. They can't throw a 500-foot extension cord out the window to charge your car.
There's a lot of sentiments that are shared with many folks that think New York is soft on crime, which it kind of is. But that's not necessarily the fault of the governor or of the mayor. It's actually a problem with all of New York City. Past mayors, the current and past legislatures, and voters. And that's because back in 2019, laws were passed to reform New York City's bail system. And they were signed into law by New York's former two-term progressive mayor, Bill de Blasio. But back in 2019, New York
Bill
was a
de
very different place.
Blasio.
Didn't necessarily know the
Yeah,
outcome of these policies when they were passed.
Cheeseburger sandwich for a jabberoo. Look at these French fries I'm eating. Who remembers that? Put a one in chat. Oh, these French fries are really good. It's gonna make you want to go get jabberoo.
Societal harms associated with over-prosecution. And the first thing these reforms did was eliminate bail for misdemeanors and nonviolent felonies. Think shoplifting, theft, bribery, possibly extortion. But they actually went further than that. They put judges in a position where they were required to now consider the most lenient type of pre-trial sentencing that they possibly could. For example, somebody who's not locked up could enter a drug treatment or other rehabilitation type program in order to have their freedom while they await sentencing. And most advocates of this system will point out that it prevents a rich person from gaining their freedom because they can afford bail, while a low-income individual could end up behind bars. But the problem for New York is we don't just have progressive laws and sentencing requirements. Critics say the city also has a progressive judiciary who interprets those laws in a progressive manner, which is why people can attack the police and get released without bail. In this case, the offense of attacking officers was bail eligible, but since the district attorney didn't ask for bail, who's the judge to inflict these people with bail when the DA doesn't think it's worth it? And this is also how people enter the subway and train system with a weapon, get caught, and also get released. Having an illegal weapon is a 3.5-year minimum sentence. And that story we referenced earlier of the person that jumped the turnstile with an illegal weapon also did something else that they shouldn't have done. The weapon was illegal, and it was illegally modified. In New York, it's illegal to carry a weapon with more than 10 rounds. His had 27. And that's why many people say that New York's crime problem isn't a secret. We've got people breaking into the subway with an illegal weapon which has been illegally modified, and they're still out there. That's bad. And that's the real reason not only people are afraid to take the subway, but why the bag checks may not end up doing a whole lot. People get caught with
Enjoy your dinner. Sounds wonderful.
Because even if someone gets caught with a weapon, the chances of them facing any real consequences aren't very high.
I like mustard, by the way.
People who commit crime, they're also great at
I got my carrots and my cabbage. I have a little piece of the meat. Meat is pretty good. I'm into cabbage. I like mustard. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And that's why critics say a justice system that prosecutes the innocent as if they are guilty while simultaneously trying its best to release potentially dangerous criminals is
Thanks for coming in. I hope you check out that video.
police state, which might be the only way
You might
to
like
keep
it.
everyone
Old
safe,
Jeep
is to have
climbing
the army
rocks.
everywhere all the time. Is that what New Yorkers want? Is this new plan gonna be effective?
All
What do you
right.
think? I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.
He's pretty cool. Gives us an idea of what's going on there. What do we want to do? Let's go here. Let's go back to cooking show. Justin Wilson. Anybody remember Justin Wilson? Oh, he's hilarious. I want to go here. Want to go here. Refresh. He passed away, though. Meat and potatoes. We'll only watch a little bit of this because copyrights are flying, baby.
Hello there, I'm Justin Wilson. And whenever somebody comes up with a new contraption that makes cooking easier or more interesting, you can bet that I will be one of the first to try. So when plastic cooking bags were invented, and a friend told me they'd reduce cooking time by about a third, well, I started experimenting, and I like Travis Gobert, who got a chicken farm, great
Chicken. Chicken.
But when he
Leslie.
started out, it wasn't big, no.
Onion.
What he do is he started with just a few chicken in the haul off there.
Chicken.
He built a blackstop road by his house. In the automobile go by there, shoom, 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 just fast all the time. And they kill all his chicken. So he called the state police. Captain Walker was there, along with Sergeant Melanson. At that time, Joe Green was there too. Sergeant Joe Green. He called and said, look, you got to do something about all these people going by here so fast and kill my chicken. You got to put a sign up or something. So they put a sign up there. Plant entrance. Slow. Shoom, 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 shoom. They speed up more than this. They had before. All right. Old Travis called them every day. Not once a day, no. At least 30 times. You got to do something. So they come out there, all right, we put another sign up. They put a sign up there. Slow. Cheering at play. Shoom, 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 shoom. They speed them up more. He said, look, he called and said, look, you mind if I put my own sign up? They said, go ahead, because he'd been calling them 50 times a day about them signs at least. They put your own sign. It's all right with us. Just don't bother us some more. Captain Walker told him. Don't call him some more. You don't hear from him for about 30 days. Captain Walker asked Sergeant Joe Green and Sergeant Warren Melanson said, you hear from that fellow Lobel about his chicken? He said, no. He said he's going to put his own sign up. They tried to get him on the phone. He don't answer the phone. He said, we got to go see what kind of sign that is. So they get in the automobile, all three of them, in a petroleum car. And they go out there and pass by Travis Lobel chicken.
Petroleum car.
Home in Springfield, Indiana. And there's a great big sign. 4x8, 4x8, that big 8x8 sign. You got to do. Slow. Nudist economy.
He was a trip. No, I can't play this. We're gonna get copyright. You want it? I'll put it in the link in chat. Pretty funny guy, man. Won't slow down. So he puts his sign up called Slow Nudist Colony. Bada boom, bada bing. What's going on? Are we still playing? Oh yeah, we're in the subway. Refresh. Okay, I gotta stop this, unfortunately. I used to like watching them. A little bit different cooking than I'm used to, but pretty good. All right, let's go back to Louisiana. with a banjo on my knee.
You want to afford yourself to get to a better place.
You do remember that guy?
Hopefully we don't get nailed on.
Oh, he was funny.
We're heading towards
Did you hear the? Did you hear the joke?
You know what? I just thought of this. You and the Amish have a lot in common. They left Switzerland because of religious persecution. Came to the came to the U.S.
Hey, this religious persecution. These guys down in Louisiana, Cajun,
Yeah, that's interesting. I just made that
thrown out of Nova Scotia.
Oh yeah, but some have kept their language.
Think about going to Nova Scotia to Louisiana back in the 1800s. You know how many rivers you got to cross? You know how many valleys you got to cross? What a friggin' trip that must have been.
Because, man, they come out in the middle of nowhere and they didn't know the land and stuff, you know? So you got to get help from somebody.
What was that relation like?
Well,
Or hard to
from what
know.
I've heard from the old people, a lot of the older people that did, you know, when they played ball with them and stuff, like, you know, probably like in Gerald's day, and he'll tell you they were extreme athletes. Their agility is through the roof, the Native Americans. They have they're almost like racehorses. They have a lot of endurance. I have family. I have a cousin. My wife's cousin is, she married a Navajo, so her kids are Navajo, and you cannot outrun them. You can't like their agility is through the roof.
Yeah, if they don't get big, they got a lot of diabetes out there.
Yeah, well, none of her kids are because they're active, so she keeps them active. She's half Mexican, half American, so she keeps them active.
Yeah, but that ain't what the tribe was here. Navajo never went this far east, as I know. I forgot what they were called down here. Might be Cherokee.
If you go out, you know, the government's going to get you.
What do you know, Bubba?
You know, they've been swindled by every white man they ever came in contact with, you know?
Right. What about you guys? Trust with the federal government? Is that depends who you talk to, or is there a Cajun MO with that?
Well, I think people now, the federal government is like, I tell people, the federal government is really nobody. I mean, we're the federal government. Who pays the bills? The working man.
Right.
So we're the government. So what does that mean? You know, when I get ready to dig a ditch, the people from Washington are not coming around and say, hey, Bart, with some shovels on their back and picks, and we're going to help you dig that ditch. They're not going to do it. And if you try to get somebody to help you from the government, you got to wait 7 years with paperwork. Well, the ditch is already dug and covered up and everything's done. So that's when it goes back to people are starting to realize, I think, quit relying on everybody else. Just do things yourself. Work, live a good life, follow Christ.
Follow Christ. There you go, Bubba. He's using bituminous coal. And I'm glad you showed up because he's making spikes of the same dimension that they crucified Jesus with. I kid you not.
See it? Yep. Okay. Time for you to do your. Grab that. Like that. Right there. Perfect. Just comes out. Put it in the middle. Okay.
The man's been drinking, dude.
Yeah, I was going to say, he lucked out. He got it better than mine. That's Gerald's talented, yeah.
No, mi amor.
Mati doi, corre.
Oh, wait, corre. Okay, let's
Cole is king, baby.
Do what you do, right? Okay.
MJ was here early. He called him Mario. Wait till you see his mustache. How's your world going, Bubba? Talk to us, man. We're in Louisiana, backcountry. We're gonna eat some oysters here soon. Mouth watering too. Although I prefer oysters from the north. I think oysters from the north. Anything up north, I think, is way better. They do got good shrimp though. Oysters from Rhode Island, cold waters, grow slower.
You can make a lot of things out of that.
More fat.
Because it's spring steel.
More tasty.
Really good knives. And Budweiser is that a Cajun thing to blacksmith? Or what is it? Or just you guys? It was everywhere. It was a way of life. Yeah. I mean, you live out here and you're living off the land and you plow it and stuff, you break something. You didn't have tractor supply to go down there. So everybody had a little barn. They might not have a trip hammer, but they had a hammer and an anvil. If they couldn't afford an anvil, they'd find you'll see them, see, like this is where they make the forges out of, the forges. They can't afford a forge, they make them out of this drum. That's a brake drum off an 18-wheeler. Final product. Here, Daryl. Beautiful. Bon class. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, my pleasure.
Bon ton.
Always, it's bon ton. So you guys, you start with French, you go to English, you drop some words back and forth, and then you leave with French, right? French. Right, Joe's getting his mustache back. It's just flat, right?
Oh, yeah. He had it, man. I was heartbroken. I saw him the other day. I almost got my truck and lit. I mean, I never saw him without his mustache.
I'm making this knife for a cowboy in British Columbia.
Joe. What is that?
It's Damascus.
That's Damascus. Huh? Yeah. Man, that's pretty. Boy, it's going to be pretty whenever you...
God, what you're making it, man. You know, want me to get you some bois doc for the handle?
I'm going to put a stag handle, deer horn on it.
That's beautiful.
That's just a
you know how sharp it is.
test knife. Yeah.
And it's not done.
Wow. Y'all have a good time in the rain, okay?
That's too nasty.
I want some raw oysters too. They got raw oysters.
So, Gerald, we're going to
Miss Jewel was in here earlier. Groveland was in here. And I see MJ still in there.
Okay.
Lazy this morning, stayed in bed too long. Oh, there ain't nothing about staying in bed too long. Especially with your wife.
It's beautiful countryside.
Believe me.
This place.
It doesn't have the hills or anything, but it's its own beauty in a way. There's just something very peaceful out there. A feeling. I can't explain it, but it's a feeling.
Like you said, it's got its beauty, but in a little different perspective.
That'd be nice. Laying in bed and talking.
All the best. Good work. All right. Thanks, Mark. Okay,
Whatever.
Okay, Bart.
Go shots to the band.
You need a prostitute.
Yeah, man.
You're a pretty good looking guy.
Go run some rabbit.
Opportunity.
Rabbit dogs.
You ain't a Christian from around here, boy.
I'd love to talent.
Yeah.
We'll cook for you next time.
That would be great.
We'll cook you a rabbit sauce.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Thank
It's all
you.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Bart. Thank you.
Bye, Bart.
Wait, I didn't tell you about the accordions, though. The Germans made them. They
Something
made
else
them
I wanted to
some
tell
kind
you
of way.
when I see
And when
you.
the Cajuns heard it, they loved it.
You like
They were
that, didn't
just
you?
getting into it, and World War II came along.
Bubba, when I was on the phone,
Germany stopped making
when
music,
a buddy on radio called,
war material. This fella Dewey Balfour, he wrote a song. He wrote, "Arrête pas la musique." Don't.
look at the Irish.
They said, hey,
She went to make corned beef and cabbage.
Grab some of those.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, by several different, I guess you would call them artisans. That's what I would call them because
I'd be so
it's a
worried.
pretty complicated instrument.
Cabbage.
These are what's called diatonic. The push and the pull are two different
Broke my
sounds.
heart Went out there last year. I got 1/2 a head of cabbage out of 12 cabbages. Snails. And
Oh, that's so cool.
okay, it looks really nice, right? Cabbage I pick and bring it inside, cut it open. It's got slugs and snails in it. Unsalvageable.
Hour from here.
John A. Bear was his name.
We had got a head of cabbage and
You grew up playing?
No, just a kind of a calling almost. You know what I mean? Just when I got
harmonica.
Then I started appreciating the
Thank you for the thumbs up.
things. You know. Okay. It's funny. Yeah, nobody encouraged me or pushed me or just on my own. I drove my daughters crazy and my wife.
I might have grabbed a head of lettuce. They weren't labeled. Instead of the cabbage. That should be our national anthem. No, the other one. We'll find out soon. Oh, come on. You know the difference between lettuce and cabbage. You're a trip, dude. You're a trip. Snow in the forecast, Bubba. Snow in the forecast. Could I go down here and find me a little place on some land with some sunshine? Man, I don't want to be dealing with them snakes down there, man. There's snakes all over the place, and they don't rattle. They're not Western snakes that at least let you know, hey, stay away.
If you're a homeowner in Maine and you haven't checked your roof for damage in the last 15 years, then you could be missing out on free government assistance.
I'm excited. Send you $49.95 and you'll tell us how to do it. Good morning. $70 again.
No one's doing better food than this in Lafayette.
Oh, Uncle T's is probably the best spot to go for sure.
Oysters. Uncle something oyster. Oh, yeah, man. Here we go. Put your feed with a feed bag on. I'm fairly certain I got carrot or tiny yams. Spring is near, kind of yams. He's funny.
But also the boiled shrimp. We currently don't have crawfish right now or the crabs, but we do have soft shell crab at the moment though. The crawfish are just a little too tiny.
Never had soft shell crab, but boy, blue shell crab out of Narragansett Bay in January, they go in the mud. We dig them out with our rakes. Anyways, oh, are they good, man? They are good. Good morning.
It definitely depends, but at the same time, you have to be careful what you say around here. Because you can say something wrong and they'll be like, what you mean by that? You know what I mean?
She don't sound like she's from Louisiana.
I know you did. That was a no-no, man.
Fashion has changed.
Come on, bring the oysters out, young lady. I'm hungry.
Well, they're in now, Gerald.
Oh, I know.
No, no holes in jeans down there.
We got some work to do with Gerald, man. We'll get some scissors. All right. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Here we go, baby.
Man, I love oysters.
So these are fresh, local?
Yeah, get another one ready. Boy, that's a big one right there. Boy, that's a choker.
Catch them ourselves.
These are pretty big.
We need them on the boat. You like Tabasco or?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I love it. In fact, look, what I like to do, this is my little
Oh, I
concoction.
like
don't
mine
like it, but
just plain as God made it.
You just put the hot sauce in the oyster sauce,
yes, look.
mix it up.
The lemon juice. Oh, man.
Holy Jean, it's Sunday.
On a cracker or not?
Rabbi Ralph.
On the shell?
No, on a cracker.
Yeah, jeans.
I just eat it
I'm
on the
telling
shell,
you.
on the cracker.
I'm telling you.
So that's how you got to do it?
Them fucking Wranglers.
Yeah, this is heavenly. Wow.
Once the Chinese get a hold of them, it's all over.
Oh, wow.
Oh, come on, dude. Fuck your cracker. Fuck your shit. Just dig them up and eat them. Don't put nothing on it. Sweetness, salty, good for your penis.
You just taste how fresh they are.
Oh, yeah, they're
Oh, I can't
It's
believe
like
he's
day of,
eating
right?
them with
I
crackers,
haven't had
whatever.
any oysters this season.
Oh, yeah. These are delicious.
So,
Look at that.
I've gotten Wrangler jeans because can't get Levi's anymore anyway. If you do, they're $100, right? And they're new
In
jeans.
that area of your whole life, right?
Plain
You ever
Jane
travel
oyster
anywhere
for
else in the
me.
US?
Right on.
A little bit.
Where'd you
And
like? Where'd you go?
if you studied how we put clothes on, pants on,
You know, I've been to Colorado.
um,
And all of that. Wait, all that's beautiful.
and I'm only talking about men for this time, but women's too.
Let me tell you what.
Usually, the first thing you do is stand on your right leg,
Here.
which is your stronger leg, being right-handed, right, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
And you
guys have
push
something
the
special.
left
I can feel it. in my
foot
limited time here.
into the jean, right?
You got your old school friend
Well,
that were
I would say about 10 inches down from my crotch at the top of my jeans keeps developing a rip.
French. I mean, it's
And
America,
I'm
obviously,
telling
but
you,
it
it
feels
ain't
like
making
a
no
little bit of a
sense to
different
me.
US
I think
thing.
they engineered it that way.
In a good way, too.
Well, you know what I used to do? I used to go pick them, right? And then we'd go to the club and be drunk off our ass, right? And they'd come into my camp, put my jeans on from the bottom up, and I get my cast iron frying pan, a little olive oil, frozen spinach, because that's what we had, black olives, shallots, a little hot pepper, and cook that up a little bit, and then take the oysters, shuck it, pack the oyster with that spinach, and then put a piece of real sharp cheddar cheese over it. Ta-da! Oyster Rockefellers.
Like that.
The bottom line is we don't have much of a choice.
So that's my theory. You want to see?
It's not stop.
Every fucking one of them ripped in the same place. And I believe it. Now, I had Walmart sheets once. Them fucking things ripped like they were made of paper. show you that.
It's time to videomize your life and kiss buffering goodbye.
Hold on,
Stream
hold
movies
on.
and shows without cable and listen to music without interruption. Order Vidium
Shut up,
500.
shut up.
Videomize your stream.
We don't have no money. We're broke. Fuck off.
I was 40. I didn't get it. And my dad was still alive. My mother was still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People close to like you already lost your dad.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to show you this, but I'm going to tell you, there ain't no way y'all wearing this area out. Can you see that? That's on the top of my left leg. And that's the way it's been going. I kid you not, on all of them. It like makes absolutely no sense. Why? Look, the other side is my right side, and that one's good. It's all the left side. I think they're doing it on purpose. Because that's the way the Chinese are. They're scheming motherfuckers. Yeah. They were called the Red Menace at one time, but we don't call them that no more. Oh, all right.
Yeah, little country town, you know, little farming town, a bit north of here.
The guy is claiming best sausage
on the planet, yes. So I'm
Snake season.
You eat it for breakfast, too? But how you cook it?
Like fry it on the pan, you know?
Well, no, but
I'll show you my jeans in the spot that is failing on all my jeans. And no, I don't have big toenails that rip it when I go in there. It's a manufacturer's defect.
The lid does, yeah. And then you'll hear it. Start frying. When it starts frying,
No.
it's got fat in it. That's part of the deal.
No.
Put a pot over on it, you lean it, and the grease comes down, and you put the sausage.
Ain't no joke.
On the dark end, and you let the grease go to the south end. That rabbit nose sausage.
Now that looks good too. Oh yeah.
like a mayo.
Ah, fuck your mayo shit, dude. Fuck off. Fucking always made. You know, go up my ass sideways is Chef Ramsay. Gets a beautiful New England offshore scallop, right? Just a precious piece of meat, and the work and the people that put their life on the line to bring you this shit. And this motherfucker puts all kinds of shit on it. Like, no, salt and pepper,
I've never had sausage like
brown butter, cooked in the fry pan lightly.
You have to be Cajun to make it?
Yeah, it looks good, don't it?
You do.
Because there's no other place like it. That's the deal.
Do you think there's anything people misunderstand about Cajuns? Or what do you think they don't know?
I think they're an humble people. Humble.
Humble, yeah.
Because they had humble beginnings.
Came from nothing. I mean, your story, right?
Yeah, looking good.
Very humble beginnings, right?
Yeah. I can't believe where I am. Because that was always a fear. Because growing up, we had nothing.
So
No, that's all right.
Scarcity mind's always worried about.
We
what's
appreciate
next,
it.
Or what's not going to be there.
That's why I work.
I got one about 3-4 years ago for Christmas.
You could go broke.
And they suck.
I think you got to be a little paranoid. You never
And
know what happens, right?
I don't have them no more. But I tell you what, if I knew the way the world was going to be now, I would have cherished, my 10 pairs of Levi's. But going out to work on a car with them would have been non-existent. And old school Levi's really fit nice. They fit a lot better than Maverick and the other shit there, Lee jeans. I have my own opinion.
My grandmother, She was always at home. Every time I go, first thing she'd ask me, "Are you hungry?" I was always hungry.
I don't understand. If I order scallops from Chef Ramsay, he decides he's going to make it better by putting 12 fucking ingredients on it. Fuck off. Like I said, salt and pepper, brown butter. Let your butter brown. Don't let it burn, but brown it. And then cook it in there for a little bit. Don't overcook it. Gets a nice sear on it. That brings the sweetness out. And that's it. I don't want no fucking sauce. I don't want ketchup. I don't want your mayo. Just serve me the goddamn scallop.
Oh, man. No, that was a great time. It was just fun. I don't know how fun
I wish he told us what it cost.
You're one of the coolest guys I've ever met. I'm serious.
And that's something. He met a lot of people in his time.
We got to take a photo. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was awesome. For me too. Appreciate it.
Hope we see each other again.
But I can't believe he said that in the Navajo. Remember the Navajo kid? What was his name? When he got to go in back country that none of us will ever see. Unless you got friends that are Navajo. You can't go on that reservation. You can't go in them areas.
I've been with US Cellular for
All
years
right.
now, and I think I'm their biggest fan. They asked me
I'm
to
going to
tell
let
you
this
about their special
commercial
customer
run,
event,
but we'll
Best Day.
go silent.
exclusive
And then I got another one here. This is Oppenheimer Ranch. Let's go see what's going on in the world as far as weather. Ta-da!
Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update. Saturday, March 16th, around 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Iceland has erupted for the fourth time since December, and it is a massive amount of lava in just a few short hours now. We're keeping a close eye on it, what's developing. The berm is preventing the lava from entering the town of Grindavik, so great job there. We also have record hail to report on in Oklahoma.
Oh, no. I'm surprised you're showing that one, dude. What about the one in...
warning for 4 states as heavy snow forecast for a March to remember. The National Weather Service has issued weather alerts for 4 states over the weekend, including California, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. The full forecast coming in just a minute. As cold air is going to bring lake effect snow showers to Michigan and up to 8 inches in the Upper Peninsula. Winter's not ready to give up on Ontario either.
Well, it's all done here, guaranteed. All done.
Southern Canada specifically.
Although we got some snow coming in.
And oh dear, take a look at this guy. Poor little guy got stuck in some of the Colorado global warming goodness over the last few days, where record-breaking snow, almost 6 feet, fell in the Rockies of Colorado. And that led to the trapping of a Gilpin County man who was in one of the hardest hit areas, rescued after being trapped in 5 feet of snow for 10 hours. Brand Wilson was trying to plow a path down Missouri Gulch Road when his tractor became stuck, like Chuck. Good news is that he has been recovered. And let's talk about the record-breaking hail. As predicted 10 years ago that we would see more and more records being broken. Gorilla hail, 74-year record in one state. Holy hail it was. Let's take a look at this specimen here on X. 5.25-inch diameter hailstone fell on southeast Oklahoma on March 14th this year. It's a new record for the largest stone reported in Pontotoc County since 19th. The old record was just 3.25 inches. 2011, when a 6-inch hail fell in Caddo County. Massive hail, U.S. Here's the forecast.
Strong to severe storms in South Texas, lake effect snow downwind of the Great Lakes, and winter storm in the Four Corners region. A front stalled along South Texas will continue to produce showers and strong to severe thunderstorm chances through Saturday evening. Large hail, gusty winds, locally heavy rain, and a few tornadoes will be possible. Lake effect snow will develop downwind of the Great Lake Saturday evening into Sunday. They're fun days. Sunday. So let's take a quick look at the GFS model. That eruption. Here is tonight through Sunday and the rest of the weekend. You can see that system in the Four Corners going to be dumping some heavy snow, maybe up to a foot of snow in the higher elevations for northern New Mexico, and then the lake effect. There's the UP snow in the Upper Peninsula developing Monday into Tuesday. That will be the lake effect. Wednesday, another system coming into the snow, heavy snow. It looks like to the northeast, like a base, could be 2 feet or more for northern New Hampshire and Maine. It's insane. And then we've got another system towards the end of March here. It's going to bring some more heavy snow to the west, including the Sierras, maybe Dakota. Say Minnesota. Shut up, Al. Get your home. Update. No quakes, normal activity worldwide, including a frac quake in Oklahoma.
What are you doing, big hound dog?
Largest quake of 5 magnitude in
You
Mexico.
big old hound dog.
5.3 in Japan.
No, it's going to rub your belly.
But significant in Iceland, where a volcano
Whoa,
erupts again,
just
lava
rubbing.
fountain for the 4th
Yeah.
time this year. You can see the seismicity increasing just about 4 or 5 hours ago, and then the eruption commencing. The small seismic swarm. Let's take a quick look at the tremor measurements. That is a very small seismic swarm. Here's the
Oh, Gorilla Hail. Son of a bitch. That's what I wanted to tell everyone. There's a new weather deal called Gorilla Hail. Oh, come the fuck on, man. Yeah, that's a nice little box. I don't know why she's looking like that. Would she just eat crack? I know. I'm cold. You're hot.
Live streams. We suggest you search yourself for more live streams on Iceland if this interests you. Very unique occurrence.
Well, I got so much fucking water here.
Look, there's some
Mud,
activity going on.
mud, and more mud.
We can bring durations
Oh,
good news.
I was on radio the other night, and I think we had an earthquake.
Embarrassing. Dark matter does not exist.
According to one of the guys that looked it up, said, all right.
Get prepared for the next geomagnetic pole reversal. The answer is no. And Leah and I broke it all down today on our radio show.
All right.
This
Thank
is
you.
going to be a great conversation on the topic.
Good Chan.
News, 8 p.m. tonight. Please join
Good
us
Chan.
on an amazing conversation that just made
Gorilla Hail in
vegetable seeds, which we are going to need in the future.
Mexico, was it?
Seeds just don't grow on trees; they grow on plants associated with the seeds you planted. So you're going to need open pollinated, non-GMO seeds to start.
My God, man. And the shit was busting cars. I mean, Gorilla Hail in Kansas. Was this the one? That's the only video? You son of a bitches. And let's Kansas. Massive Gorilla Hail hits parts of Kansas and Missouri. That's what I was asking 95.
We want to get out to meteorologist Jack Maney in Storm Tracker 3, not too far away from Junction City, for a look at what he has seen tonight near the old.
Shut the fuck up and show us the goddamn video.
Moved on off along Interstate 70 where there was some hail damage.
Some hail damage. No, this ain't the video. I think we're just better off cutting to the chase and fuck YouTube and go watch Carol's video. No, that ain't it. They were the size of Gorilla Hail in Kansas and Missouri. They had a good video of the parking lot, and the fucking cars were being busted, literally busted, taking mirrors off, busting window frames. Not only the window frames, dents like you wouldn't believe. I don't know what this is. Taking a break this week with the cooler temps. I guess, but going to April should be a big storm. This is what you call guerrilla fucking for fucking people viewing his shit. Now, I can't find it. No, these are the size of baseballs. The ones I was seeing were the size of grapefruits. And I think it happened in Mexico. It's fucking crazy, man. Am I right, Bubba, or what? Usually when you get a modification like that, tell me you're going to post something on Gorilla Hail and then put it in the link in the room. Now, if you can't do that, that's fine. We'll go look it up. This ain't nothing. This truly ain't nothing. I was in a hailstorm once in Nebraska, and luckily there was trees off the highway. I drove right off the highway. Man, I wasn't doing 70 and drove off. I slowed down, got in the bake down area, and got underneath the trees. None of that shit looks like baseballs, dude. Yeah. Our government said they were working on making hailstorms. Reed Timmer. This is a video right here, I think. That's who this is, Reed Timmer. He's exaggerating, man. Those aren't the size of baseballs. They're the size of quarters. Send an email, a hail from Oklahoma this week. All right, we'll let this play out. That's funny, though. She says to go to this guy, and I do. And first of all, what's pretty wild is the fact that YouTube even let his videos be in a headline like that. Usually they don't. Usually they only get their shit from, the Jew media. All right. Oh. No, don't be sending me nothing, please. I got enough shit to deal with. Yeah. It's getting pretty big. Wow. No, I think Carol would have done it. Carol would have done it. But I'm almost sure it was Mexico. All right, let's move on. Enough of this. Thank you, Bubba. Let's go. What time is it? We're going to do one more hour and then we're out of here. Only because it's a depressive day here today. Spikes, good point. Spike Kale. Gorilla Spike Kale by Ronco.
Introducing Milo's Rewards, the new way to unlock savings from the palm of your hand.
You people don't take your jab, we're going to put Gorilla Spike hail on your ass. Yeah. You don't comply. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Yeah, threatening society. I wonder why the society's so fucking what would you call it? Violent? Just look at your government or the government. Certainly not our government. We'd be doing things a little differently. Spikes, good deal. Man, that video she played was unbelievable. All right, enough of the hail. Let's get lost in backcountry. Yeah. Hold on, Jack. Let's try to get a better picture quality. Says 480p.
Exploring for the next 3 days.
Oh, come on. Straighten up, man. You think they do this shit on purpose? Or is it just my old equipment? I wonder if they do it on purpose sometimes. Make the hail. The hail looks like the Corona Bona bullshit. Here we go. Pictographs.
One trip I'll remember for a very long time.
You gotta really.
Just one of those days. I am grateful to be out here. Full-on spring hasn't hit. Things aren't greened up yet, but the weather's really starting to feel nice. It's the time of year when water really should be an issue, and we just had a storm come through about 5 days ago. So it's a good sign seeing all these potholes already full of water. If you're not familiar with desert hiking, drinking out of potholes is very common. Of course, you want to filter it like you always do. But a pothole is basically just an eroded, kind of shallow impression. Sometimes they're deep, but just an impression in the sandstone that collects water. Feels good to be in the canyon. Wow, that was fast. I literally just dropped in sort of around this bend because we've got a little granary there.
Yep.
And I just noticed bigger structure right there. I'm realizing there's a lot on this overhang, but let's check this one out first. Looks just like a standard granary in here. Okay, so about 25 feet to the right is this much bigger structure, or what remains of it. This was wow, yeah, this whole interior wall was just covered in soot.
Smokehouse.
Down here. Not really sure if that's original.
They got their meat, they smoked it, dried it.
Stacked all that juniper wood like that.
That's amazing. Seeing wood 800-900 years old.
Look at this. There's still a little bit of the original fibers that they used to tie those sticks together. Probably 800-900 plus years old.
Yep. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And if you go there, don't touch nothing. You know, don't bump into nothing. Don't breathe on it.
Imagine what was in here at one point in time.
Right. Have a good day.
So the second one has a great example of, how these things would have originally been sealed up. This is not sealed. This is just things were actually in use. They sealed this front little doorway.
Yeah, and mice couldn't even get in it.
Like that. So many fingerprints up here in this water.
Fingerprints, 800, 900 years old. Look at that. Don't touch it.
Just sort of fit right
I
up in
mean
there
it.
and push
Don't
that
touch
in there.
nothing.
It's
Don't
always
breathe on
fascinating,
it.
you know,
Don't bump
how old was
into
that
it.
person? What was
Be
their life
kind.
like? You know, how
'Cause
long
we
did
got
they
a
live
whole
for?
bunch of illegals in this country that are going.
Likes grass fed, even though it's pasture raised or grass.
Wow.
So if you're wondering, you know, how can these ancient structures that are 800, 1,000 plus years old be in such good shape out here? Well, you're really
The
looking at it right
overhang,
here.
low earthquake.
From pretty much all sun and definitely all rain and snow. And so already it's a dry climate out here. But then you throw in something like this, and
Oh yeah, summertime, 2% humidity.
centuries. Well, that's a great. Now that the days are getting warmer, the sun's heating up all the sap out of these pinyon pines, and the smell is just so
Oh
good. It's definitely one of
my
favorite scents out
God!
here.
And you get some sap and burn it as an incense, and don't forget the nuts, because the nuts are outrageous on pinyon pine.
Clearly, water is not going to be an issue this trip, but maybe too much water will be an issue. I would prefer to stay dry, so I think I'm going to see if there's any way I can walk around the rim here and drop in lower down.
Yeah, he's got his dog with him. I'm kind of nervous about his dog, but
We'll see what's up ahead. I'm starting to wonder if there's going to be more deep potholes that
they're kind of
I'm just
vulgar.
blown away by how much water is in here. It's good. Southwest needs all the water it can get.
Yeah.
It's insane. There's literally water everywhere. There's so much water that I'm actually going to just dump out a couple extra bottles that I had. I start off with 3 liters, which is kind of my standard amount. But yeah, I mean, when the water is this plentiful, I'll just carry like one liter and just refill
I disagree with him. Go put them on the bushes. Why putting them on the rock?
pounds, so you know, I just shed about 4 pounds here. All right, this is pretty cool. So I was just walking down here in the wash. As I walked by, I spotted the corner of this box. I was like, what the heck? And so I walked up here and I realized, oh, this is an old cowboy camp. Old cans. Looks like an old pack saddle.
Look at that. Yep. That's a pack saddle. They used to use them on mules, donkeys, and camels.
This is up on the.
January.
It's like a huge kind of storage deal.
Wow. Wow. Oats.
We got very old vintage Lifesavers. Orange flavor. What book is this from? All My Friends Are Honest Folk. I'll have to look that up when I get back. And
Pro-Mormon book, Bubba.
old box of matches.
Box of Strike Anywhere
True
matches.
American brand. Wonder what era that's from.
I remember them.
It's like a little time machine back in here. Looks like that's it.
Back in
That
those
was cool.
days
Fine,
before
wasn't it?
electric igniting,
Just a reminder.
stoves, they had
crisscrossing
pilots,
through these canyons
and
for,
they'd always
you know,
go out.
centuries up until
And
modern day.
everyone I knew
As I
had
continued
those
on,
matches,
I
those
had an odd
ones there
feeling
with
that
the
I'd
Indian
seen
head
this
on
site
it.
before. But how?
I guess he don't
When
have
I
his
got
dog
home,
with him.
I did some searching and realized I had come across unnamed foot of that same metal bin. First, I was surprised at what I saw in the picture. Then saddened to realize that a mere 8 years ago, there were more than twice as many.
Those were bottles, a bag of flour, burlap sacks, another old book. What a shame people steal this shit. Fucking communists. Chop their hands off if you catch them. No
Some
mercy.
selfish hiker or backpacker with sticky fingers had I walked away with
Your
numerous
12-year-old,
relics of the
10-year-old
Cowboys'
stole
past,
it.
robbing not only me, but everyone who comes after of experiencing history
Right.
firsthand. I truly fear what these places will look like in 10, 20, or 50 years
Yeah.
if we can't learn how to tread lightly, respect others, and leave artifacts in place.
Absolutely. Coming,
Because of
very
my
dangerous to our culture. I think the cultures that are coming are happy when they put money in their pocket, but they don't care if it's a communist government, a socialist government, or any other kind of government. They don't
I just dropped
care.
my pack and ran up to 2 different promising-looking sites, and nothing was there. That's kind of always the crux, and you're just
There ain't no way you spend your whole life going and searching Utah. You will never see half of it.
exploring every nook and cranny. And you can't do it all. And I'm definitely a recovering perfectionist. Always want everything to be, just right. And sometimes that serves me well, and other times I got to come out in places like this and remember, hey, it ain't gonna be perfect, and just enjoy it. Look down here.
Look at that.
Next to my footprint.
For real.
It's tiny.
Oh, I was thinking, oh, those are your footprint.
Pottery. Just washed down here. Bottom of the canyon from some ancient life. Probably somewhere up on these ledges. Where exactly?
Beautiful sky. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Nothing but coyotes the heads out. And my eyes spied that up in the corner there.
Wow.
Wow. Didn't even make it up there yet. Where they went, somewhere right around the corner. So just down here, looks like we've got, it's like the stuff I saw down in the creek. Cool.
Wow. Always amazed me. You see wood that's that old.
Wow, look at this. I think it might be a pack rat's nest. And he just took, whatever he could find around here. But there are literally dozens, if not like 100 plus ancient corn cobs in there.
No shit.
From the ancestral Pueblo.
Look at that. Wow. Look how small they are.
How much corn they were.
800, 900 years ago, that was the size of corn. Believe it or not.
In the past century, when archaeologists and scholars have been trying to kind of classify people and put different cultures into different time periods, one of the major distinguishing factors that they've used is the development of agriculture here in the Southwest. It's always hard for us in the modern day to try to wrap our heads around how you farmed so extensively out here. But the ancient people eventually figured out how to grow corn, beans, and squash, and those were kind of some of their main staples for survival out here. So I just came up down from the bottom here, walked up this little wash, and already I can tell this place is impressive. There's pictographs and petroglyphs everywhere. Look at the size of these boulders. They're like the size of a small house.
Yeah, but if you look up, you'll see where it came from.
Have various petroglyphs.
And don't be a dick. Try to push it over. First of all, it could roll on you and squash you like an ant. Me.
So this panel I know is pretty old. And the large reason I say that is this, what looks almost like the New Year's Eve ball Times Square, is actually a depiction of an atlatl, which was like a predecessor of the bow and arrow.
Spiral. The snake and the wedge man. Wedge man.
Pottery, this one in particular caught my eye.
Wow.
It's got a drill hole.
Of a cracked ceremonial retirement of what?
Structure tucked.
Of a vessel. I just find it amazing that they were able to make beads. Think about it. No metal tools. You got what's that?
Where there's a lot more.
So when you stand in front of this shit, like I said, try not to touch it or bump into it or anything like that. And what an alignment when you realize people lived here. And usually it's way out in the middle of nowhere. This guy's probably way in the middle of nowhere. Where it's ultra quiet. You sit there, I don't know, hair stands up on the back of your head or your arms, and you're like, what the
It's a
heck?
big site. I'd say it's 40 to 50 feet long. One of the first things I notice are these portholes, which if you've watched other of my videos, you know,
Yeah,
you've seen before.
portholes.
So I climbed up right here, but I wouldn't be surprised if at one point in time, all of this was like sealed off here, where this wall starts. I think it's probably crumbled.
I see.
Then I'll walk you over. I suspect the main entry was right here. That's definitely a doorway. And this porthole is like an ancient ring doorbell system. Like this literally looks out, and right there is the door that I just showed you. So if you're curious, that's what I just showed you. Here's the main doorway. And then this wall, I'm sure, has fallen, but it goes all the way back to there. And along this whole way, there's portholes everywhere.
That.
Wow.
Well, this pottery, there was probably vessels in here when whites got here.
Look at that.
And they just took the good shit. Look at that. Imagine painting that shit and then firing it. Orange, the orange. I've seen a lot of orange.
It's a really fascinating site for a lot of reasons. But look at this. It's like an old doorway that's been sealed up. So at one point in time, the original inhabitants obviously changed the use and function of that room in there. For whatever reason, they sealed it up.
Well, it's a burial chamber.
There's still a little bit of the original cordage.
Wow.
Used to tie that.
Well, I heard stories of them finding papooses, mummified people. The 30s and the 40s in this area, Southwest.
Never ceases to amaze me. It's just so cool. Let's keep moving. We gotta find a campsite before it gets dark. another pour over, probably 40 feet off the ground. I'm confident there's a way around it, but I don't know whether I go to the right or left to go up on this ledge somewhere up in here. Just find a flat spot and set up camp. There's a little pool of water right back here that'll do too. So, well, I think this is it. Got a little patch of sand here, mostly slick rock, but that's fine. It's flat. Yeah, I've had better. I've had worse campsites. So I think I'm going to drop the pack and go grab some water, get some dinner. Sometimes I see comments and people ask me what kind of gear I use. I've got some of it linked in the description, not all of it. So if you want to see more, just I guess let me know and I can add that. This is just a little one-man tent from REI. It is nice not to be freezing as soon as the sun goes down. I think it's still supposed to get down to about 32 tonight, but you know, it's still probably in the mid-40s now, which feels pretty nice. Special for dinner tonight. I had a feeling it'd be probably a late night to camp, so just freeze-dried meal. I think I'm gonna sit here, eat that, watch the stars, and then head to bed so we can get an early start tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. Up at first light.
Uh-oh.
I think we got a big day ahead, so I'm going to get started with some camp chores, like grabbing water and going to make a big breakfast and we'll get rolling. Curious what's on the menu this morning. It's kind of like a breakfast scramble of sorts. The main things, you got these dehydrated eggs that actually taste really good. I can't really tell the difference. Some of that pre-cooked bacon, all you have to do is warm it up. And then I throw in a little bit of zucchini, pepper, and shallot. Not the whole thing. That'll be for dinner tonight. And then add some carbs. I just crumble up some corn tortillas. Of course, you got to top it with some cheese. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Top it with a salsa packet and some hot sauce. That, my friends, is a good breakfast for a good day. All right, let's get rolling. I'm excited, although it's looking kind of foreboding in
I
that
was
direction.
just going to say that.
There's a big storm moving into the mountains later this afternoon, and I watched the weather really closely for this area, and they were only predicting like 20% chance of rain/snow today, which I was kind of skeptical about because given the forecast I was seeing for the mountains, but I don't know. We will see. It could get interesting before it gets over. Well, here's the 20%. If it gets worse, I'll have to stash this camera and break out the rain gear, but we'll see. I'm hoping it's just a kind of a passing shower. So I'm hiking along this water and, you know, seeing a lot of deer tracks. Nothing uncommon with that. And I was walking right over here. Possibly tracking those deer. A little intriguing, isn't it? I mean, those aren't brand new, fresh or anything. That wasn't in the last day or probably a handful of days ago, I would guess. Beautiful day. Cleared up pretty quickly. Who knows, there may be more coming in. But for now, I'll take it. Feeling increasingly small, I continued on, firmly held within the confines of the canyon. Although the threat of storms still seemed possible, the weather held, and I was able to quickly put miles behind me. Eventually I came to a sandstone bench. I decided to drop some camping gear here, then continue on with a lighter pack, coming back to camp at this ledge by nightfall. Okay, let's go explore. I was just walking in the wash and I noticed, right, this like huge, and there is a really cool looking pictograph panel up there. Wow. I think the first thing that really stands out to me is just the colors. Like you've got green, red, orange, yellow. Oh, and I just realized white too. It's pretty uncommon to see, all of these colors in the same panel. I believe that's representative of a corn plant. Bunch of handprints. Wonder what that guy's doing. Is he dancing? So I realized, okay, there's a huge bird here. Its eye is like a bullseye.
Wow.
So cool.
Spaceman.
There's so much. Some of it's more clear than others. Look at that figure at the top. He's got like a
Spaceman.
sash around his
Wedge-Man.
waist.
Wedge-Man with the horns.
That's kind of creepy. So while I had my backpack off, I kind of went around the corner and climbed up on a little bit of a ledge. While I was up there, I could look up canyon, and I saw a pretty interesting looking ruin up there. So let's go check that out. Wow, there it is through the trees. This is far more impressive than I could tell from a distance. There's a lot of structures up there. So it sits about, I don't know, probably close to 40 feet off the canyon bottom.
Rubbing citric acid on the stomach for a six-pack, not gonna burn fat.
Thinking about starting to run on the treadmill again. I need to drop my belly fat.
Yeah.
Man, this is unreal. So here's what you first come to. Probably, honestly, about a 7-foot high wall with a really large doorway in terms of like what you normally see out here. And this thing is really solidly constructed. Like they didn't want this thing just knocked down easily. And then I was just sitting here marveling. So this is built out like right to the very edge. And then there's a little cliff here. I mean, not like a death-defying cliff, but 8 feet or something. You wouldn't want to fall off there. And it's pretty steep. I mean, I'm just sort of sitting up here on this. And yeah, it's like, I get that it can be done, but just to think about the work and the care that had to go into the construction of this. And just some huge chunks of sandstone as well, like this one right here. I mean, that's probably at least 2 feet long. You've got one over here, a little bit smaller, but still, I mean, hefty. And of course, more portholes here. Peepholes, loopholes, whatever you want to call them. And I just turned back to grab something out of my backpack, and I realized there's a bunch of handprints. Look how small this one is in particular. it's not even the length of my index finger. That's a young kid, like, I don't know, 5 years old. Look at these wooden support beams, perfectly intact and preserved. Bunch of corn cobs just inside the doorway. This wall is just so big and imposing, like a lot bigger than really any other ruin I can think I've come across. And it makes me wonder, was this fully enclosed at one point? Or was its purpose to be really just like a kind of a defensive line, something to keep the unwanted people, whoever that might be, out? So right over the door, there's another little pictograph figure, maybe 15 feet down from him. All of this. There's just so much. Look at this handprint with like the swirl to it. That's different. I continued on down the ledge, past the small storage structure, to the main building that had first caught my attention. It's unreal. I don't even know where to begin. Look at these wooden beams coming out. I just noticed right outside the door, there's this big sandstone slab. It's what we call a metate. And you can see there's like a faint indentation around it. And that's where they would have ground corn and seeds and things like that. So it's best not to enter buildings like this because inadvertently we bump the doors or the walls or something when we go in. But I'll put the camera in here for sure. So they had another doorway so you could exit and enter via both sides. Wow. See really how they built these things. It's like a 2-story ruin here. Amazing.
Wow.
Okay, I'll put this action camera on the selfie stick here. It seems like a fitting time to wax poetic and say some deep things about life or the ancients, but I got nothing. Taking it in, like hopefully you guys can do on the screen. afternoon, I'm going to head up another side canyon and explore. And so I think this makes kind of a fitting breaking point where I'll do the rest of the trip in a second part. I'll post it next week. And so if you are watching this video over a week since I posted it, I'll put a link in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along.
Best time to get a recess. Anytime. I'd also accept all the time.
No comprende? Nobody's here. Oh, everyone left. Hope you have a good day, y'all. What was the other one? You still here? What'd you think of that? Man, I'll tell you what. I mean, you don't have to walk deep in the backcountry like this guy does, hanging off cliffs and shit, but you can find yourself a place like that. Re-energizing yourself and aligning yourself. You just can't, whatever. I can't explain much from that.
It's 8:25.
Another what?
45 degrees. My sky's really weird today. Thought I'd share real quick. No, this is looking towards Big Bear right there.
Eating another dinosaur egg. Oh, grounding. Yeah, and I've been some of these places. They're not marked. Like these places ain't marked. They try to keep them secret, and no shoes on my feet, shorts. Used to shoot a lot of video. All gone. All gone. I didn't have a laptop at the time. My partner had one, and I downloaded a shitload of pictures and stuff on her machine. And when we broke up, that was it. Sayonara. It's all good. She got a chemtrail banner. Thank you. I'm slipping up today. Oh, yeah. There's something else here I wanted to play for you guys, so I thought I had it loaded. Might have. Oh, and he's got another one. We got plenty of time for this one. I'm having trouble reading this though. What does this say? Reintegrating into society after incarceration. All right. I thought that was a different one. I don't want to go into this guy's channel. Navajo locked up for bullshit. Terrible. It's got shitty audio. I'll find some. Just hang on. We got another 20 minutes.
Gutierrez braked much earlier than he expected, or lifted off much earlier than he expected. And up in the air it goes. And it was just a glancing blow at first, wasn't it?
I remember that crash.
As we look at these replays,
White cravat.
I can't let you watch that. Oh, no way. I got a surprise for you, Leslie. Since you hung on so long. Novelty. That's the only hint you're going to get. Novelty time.
Now there will be a deadly.
Let me see. Sorry about that. The novelty, the smell of novelty. Not my favorite, but they can be pretty wacky. Is that a container?
I paid off $495,000 in debt within 18 months using what I now call my success path.
Yeah, your success path. I agree. Yep. He paid off the debt of $400,000, $500,000. He didn't make $500,000. That's probably trickery. Send $49.95 and I'll tell you how to get your path. Yeah, whatever. Come on, man. This was always supposed to be a 12-minute video.
This is very unusual. This is a body. Great. Comment this.
All righty. I hope you enjoyed that. Boy, they are characters, ain't they? I still like the one when they went up to the nuclear test site. That was fucking nuts. Let's see if he put it in the links. Hack on. Let's go see. I got a few more minutes. Yeah, well, let's go do this. Ladies, Sunday afternoon, 44.2 degrees, 95% still raining. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? If anything happens, it's not suicide. Boeing whistleblower predicts to family before death. Do you fucking believe that? Do you see what I mean about you filthy Jew communist motherfuckers at the goddamn FBI? You do nothing, motherfuckers. Anyways, I just find it amazing. The guy in suicide ain't gonna be suicide here. But he didn't leave this guy's channel, and I forgot what he called them. Boy, that's so aggravating. Hacker on. Let's go look. On. Okay, now I'm getting aggravated. No, all bullshit. Okay. What can we do? Let's go back here. Boy, this aggravate when they don't fucking give credit.
Now there will be a deadly, dangerous experiment with anti-gravity.
I'm gonna be.
Friends, being here on Earth, I can jump a maximum of 0.5 meter. But if I go to the moon, Mars, or Venus, I can jump much more fun. There is no hitchhiking to these planets, so today we will try to change gravity. India, torture apparatus. Looks like something medieval. Very. To collect such things everywhere, we'll need Mars in this achieve weightlessness.
I should have wrote it down. This is what happens when you fucking cheat. You're with this guy. You could have put a link.
Ganges River. I want to calm you down. There is a safety rope at the bottom. If this thing breaks in half, it will save you. I think the
Probably not going to find it.
A safety line also needs a safety line. In short, this thing is supported by Baron 2. Ideally, the subject's head is clamped here so that electricity is supplied here. In general, it would be like the real Middle Ages. No, these are not head clamps. These are special belt clips. Special cables will be attached to them, with which you will be wrapped. Look, they are discussing what they will do if we die. Bury here or burn. I wanted to be a pianist. I didn't want to star in your experiments. Pianist? Are you talking about yourself? No, I'm talking about him. This is the last time I star in such videos. Did you get me? Gravity gun. What the hell is a gravity gun? What are you talking about? Is this the last time we are filming such a dangerous video? Yes, sure. Last time for today. But it is not exactly. Did you see their ball? Holy moly, this is
Dangerous activity. That was the name of it?
What? But what is this game called? I don't know, like cricket.
Oh, it's fucking aggravating, man. You waste people in time. So, Hacker On Channel is the name of this. And when I click on it, it goes to nothing. It goes to home. Hacker On. Let me try that. Hacker Channel. See what I mean? The confusion. You could cost me a whole bunch of fucking time, motherfuckers, if you just put your goddamn link in dangerous activity. Let's try that one. Dangerous women, dangerous romance. I can't wait till a activity. No, not coming up. No, that wasn't the name of it. Oh, well, Disney Pixar. Disney. Yeah. Well, it's all right. I mean, it's not your fault. It's, I hate that when channels are trying to do something. Holy shit, refresh. I'm way back at Justin Wilson. Plain Jane. Anyways, really, it's just like, you go there, you tell people the guy's name. You want people to go look at the fucking name, but you won't put the fucking link in chat? That don't make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's just a cheap fucking during editing. And nothing against you. That's all right, man. It's all right. Everything's all right. And we got 4 hours in. We got quite a few thumbs up. What else we got? Prank Wars. Nah, I don't like that. Do you guys ever see this TV program? One last thing. Punked. Have you ever seen this television show, Punked? Man, oh man, are you shitting me? You know what I mean? TikTok ban is a Trojan horse for mass online government control. I agree. Leave it alone. Don't be sticking your fucking nose in it, Senate and House, you motherfuckers in the goddamn fucking sky. How's that? Did I get that all out? Now, anyways, fucking worried about TikTok and use every excuse of fear. The fucking Chinese build this shit for us. This is your number one fucking problem. 40 years ago, if you didn't stop fucking rubbing elbows with this country and that communist pedophile telling the world that China's our favorite nation trade status now, just to suck dick, we might not be in this mess. But do you realize the camera that you're seeing on now? I don't think they did it because this is a very old camera. This is 10, 12, 15 years old. But if I went and bought a new camera, whatever I'm using that camera, China will know. Your doorbell cameras, your security cameras, all of them. I had bought that security camera for my Christmas one year. Remember that? I wanted to see at night if I could find the kitty cat coming in the yard. And what a fucking mess that turned out to be. And it was all spying. That's all it was spying. And when I downloaded the shit, I couldn't get the shit out of my goddamn computer. Like I couldn't go to uninstall a program or a file. It wouldn't let me. So with that, I'm going to say sayonara. I hope you all have a good day. Well, we ain't got much going on here, but thank you so very much. Thank you for all the kind words and all the laughter, if we had any today. Thank you for being who you are, and we'll catch you tomorrow. And be good to yourself. Try to be good to others, but be good to yourself. Sayonara. Have a great day. Thank you.